Hello, Mr. High Tech. Are you though? Are you there with the what? Wait, what am I doing? I am. I am alive. I am alive though. TikTok didn't work, but everything else worked. Stupid ass TikTok. Stupid ass TikTok. I'm just a figment of your imagination. Why are you imagining me? Why are you having imaginations of me, bud? Why? Why are you having imaginations of me? This wouldn't work. It does work. I should probably put it on my put it here. What? Yeah, that's great, but I'm not gonna get paid through the military. It doesn't really. It's cool. It works for the people that's on active duty, but it doesn't work for me. Yep, it sure does. Almost, I'm almost. I'm thinking about starting, like doing Uber Eats or something. Gotta do something. No, I'm not playing Battlefield 6.
Balance changes for SMGs in the Panzerfaust. Some updates to the recall system. And a PvE collaboration flush with interesting enemies. All this and more as we dive into the Update 38.1 patch report. First up, we're doing a balance shuffle for SMGs in the Panzerfaust this update. Across the board, SMGs will have less accurate hip fire, and the MP5K is also seeing a slight reduction in damage. For the Panzerfaust, players will now be restricted from running, jumping, and vaulting while wielding this powerful weapon. And players inside a vehicle will be protected a bit, taking reduced damage from its blast. There are a couple more changes as well to make sure there's enough risk to the Panzerfaust's reward. So let us know how these changes feel. Next, the recall system is getting some alterations. Time required to register blue chips beyond the first will now increase by 5 seconds for each additional chip being registered. We've also added information about how many players are returning to the battlegrounds with each recall, and have removed the Phase 6 recall on 8x8 maps. Once again, let us know how these changes feel once you get in-game. Next, we're dressing up a bit for spooky season with an arcade mode that gives new meaning to the term crapshoot. In this collaboration with the popular internet show Skibidi Toilet, you'll assemble your squad of 4 and plunge into Miramar to clench victory against the toilet invasion. Collect chemical cans to upgrade your weaponry and make flushing your enemy that much easier. Can your squad save Bidet? Or will you get wiped and end up number 2? Will this announcer ever run out of crappy puns? Log in and put a lid on the invasion starting October 22nd on PC and October 30th on console. We've also added destructible terrain to Miramar, which doesn't include building destruction, and updated the pass system to allow for multiple passes at once. This allows us to introduce an event pass tied to the new arcade mode, while still launching a new survivor pass. Now you can work on both at the same time. There's also a new ranked season, destructible gas tanks on Destin, map bug fixes, and more. So be sure to check out the patch notes for full details. Update 38.1 is here, so recall some friends, aim down the sights of those SMGs, and dump some rounds into the Skibidi toilets. We'll see you on the battlegrounds.
They are the first team really to re-enter stadium as it speaks. The rest of them are on the outside, and Kitchen well now starting to ignite the fire.
It bounces off, though, jumps off though. One remains. Outskirts gets very stone spray. Comes through. The second comes in as well. The growth at Na'Vi has been underpinned though by the Kitchen.
Question? I don't know. Let's go back and see. I'm pretty sure they were talking about Skippity Toilet. Maybe.
Toilets.
Yeah, they were talking about Skippity Toilet.
Dump some rounds into the Skibidi toilets. We'll see you on the battlegrounds.
They are the first team really to re-enter stadium as it speaks. The rest of them are on the outside, and Kitchen well now starting to ignite the fire.
It bounces off, though, jumps off though. One remains. Outskirts gets very stone spray. Comes through. The second comes in as well. The growth at Na'Vi has been underpinned though by the Kitchen.
给他
他这个
判断
距离，
的这个时间。
哎呦，这个轨迹完美的，完美。
我得开车去撵人去了，谁倒霉我就搞谁。这我就问你服不服？他继续去撵，没有人敢去扫他，主要是抢2个头。他谁倒地我就撵谁。3个。
내가 최고의 김두한이다. 6점. 의지를 보여주겠어. 덤벼라 세. 있어. 덤벼라. 이제 봤어. 자 이제 봤다. 여기 봐라. 덤벼라 플래시. 못 봤어. 자 바꾸고. 헬멧 끼워줬는데요? 자 이거 와봐. 난 누워 있었어.
You don't know what Skippity Toilet is? Well, you're not old enough, bud. That's the problem. Skippity Toilet is a popular YouTube series that
위치가 됐는데 약간 불안합니다. 지나가다가 또 끊길 수 있는 위치기도 하고요.
has like 15 billion views.
도망치는 거 보세요. 화염병 뿌려놓고 못 들어오게. 못 들어오게. 센스. 도대체 어디까지?
My style is ridiculous.
Dude, it's ultra popular. My kids know about it. I'm not really a fan. It's kind of wild.
Looking pretty consistent already. 2 chicken dinners, but as I say that, they get eliminated. There was back there in the center. If they had more members, they could have tried to play it all out. Meanwhile, full sands.
มาโอ้โหช็อตนี้ต้องจัดแล้วครับจัดไปก่อน1น็อกดาวน์น้องเข้ากล้องโอ้โหสวยงามครับเข้ากล้องจากบริเวณที่ยืนครับแล้วจะเอา2ไปเลยคุรุเซีย
6, 7.
เซโรเมอร์ซี่ดักđâm thẳng vào trong vỏ sám rồi nhưng lọt tạ đến từ phía bắc còn lại là hoàn toàn chính xác tưởng chừng nhọ trôi nhưng không nhưng con xe BRDM2 này vẫn còn rất khỏe với TN thì sao đây đeo Win Huyền nấp ăn một người bên phía Zero Mercy những tên còn lại cố đẩy bên trong khu căn nhà này cũng đã cực kỳ đỏ máu họ đang cố gắng tẩu thoát nhưng tẩu thoát vẻ thì không phải là điều dễ dàng ở trong lúc này khi mà Corey cũng đã tới nơi rất khó khăn dành đội của Zero Mercy khi mà họ bị quét sạch hoàn toàn và lọt top 12 dành cho họ.
You got to make the best of what you can with shotguns and SMGs at close range.
Heaven in a beautiful position.
It's going to give Mir the chance to push up to Shrimsy. Stepping up as well. Vixen's caught on it.
Italy Drayton gets the headshot. Tiggleton repeats at Tripsy.
All right, let's get into this bull stuff. This job, bull job. Let's get into the bull job.
I'm in the first team to claim the championship.
I'm Team Sonics all the way. I'm Sonics. Team Falcons all the way.
Really impactful.
However, if there's an America's team in the tournament, I'm going to root for them. I want the Americas to do well. To do. Did I say to do well in these tournaments?
피하면서 이거는 뭐 자 같이 가자. 이 집은 이제
Drive, he's got to dance in front of it. He's dancing around trying to survive. It's not going to happen. Alcatsia will get taken down by Bury Rock.
Final bell tolls almost once again here for PGS 9. It's time for the grand finals. 3 days to determine who
Hey,
wins.
sometimes you gotta do a double take, you know?
$300,000
across
Sometimes you
16
gotta go
teams.
do
Yes, we
do
have our
again,
group
bro.
stage heroes looking fantastic in a group stage yet again, but the grand final warriors are here to try and attain themselves a #1 spot and become PGS 9 champion. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kalaris, joined by Toffees, joined by Avenger. The trio is back together again, and we have got ourselves good 3 days of PUBG action coming your way. Toffees, we have an excellent lobby here for the final.
An excellent lobby, a little bit surprising with some of our non-shows, but really the teams that are here are the ones that deserved it. Some real surprises at the top of the leaderboards. I'm excited about seeing what they bring to the grand finals.
Yeah, super excited to get things kicked off here. Of course, $300,000 on the line, but also 400 PGS points. And with DNF not here, that's going to shake things up once we're done with it.
No, definitely. Of course, they were one of our big favorites to try and do something across these, but it's not going to be the case for PGS 9, maybe in PGS 10. Of course, we have Hero as well as Crafton joining us and making everything happen here. So thank you very much to them. As you can see, a lovely studio for PGS 9 and 10 coming up. And also you can op.gg, because you can overpower your game over there and get all the stats that are going to be going down throughout this. So that's fantastic. But not only that,
what else?
We have the drops.
There's more.
There's awesome
There's
drops
more.
that you guys can get as Avenger is modeling over to your right-hand side over there. And of course, the spray is fantastic, Toffees. I love it because it really honors the MVP from PGS 7.
Yep.
And then we might get one in PGS 10 for PGS 8.
I mean, that's why you got to get it now. This is limited edition, right? Only available for this event the next 3 days. Make sure you claim them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So make sure to grab those. And finally, on the other side of this, we also have the bingo that you guys can join in over at home. Use the QR code. Once again, as Avenger is lovely modeling over on there. We've given away so much G-Coin, and we're going to give away even more. And then we're going to give away more in PGS 10, Martin. It's a G-Coin bonanza.
It's just stacked. I think we've been giving away, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of G-Coin this year so far. It's going to continue.
Yep.
It definitely is. It definitely is. And it's going to continue for these teams here for PGS 9 because in the group stage, we had an absolute bloodbath across all of our teams. Now, what's important to actually kind of highlight here for all of this is that our group stage heroes that were day trade, now full sense here, Toffees, looking fantastic, but they didn't attain #1.
No, but they got close. And them combined with Gen G to have such a massive lead over everybody else, over the defending world champions, over favorites, over teams that we have watched for a really long time is actually mind-blowing to me, Martin, to see how well those two teams did compared to everybody else.
The top 3 is cool, but look at 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's EMEA, baby.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh.
even though these guys,
Bias.
they did great. I will say, though, it's been spongy at the top. Like, it's been very spongy at the top. Like, we're looking here at the top 12, obviously, 71 points. There's a huge gap once we get into the top 16, right? The 16th, 15th place. We had expectations of some teams not making it, right?
Yeah.
But the cutoff were way, way lower as we expected.
Hey, if we're to take anything away from this, Toffees, the whole of Americas was above the EWC champions Twisted Minds. Good for you.
Well, small wins, right? But not far enough ahead. The whole Americas region being on that right side of the leaderboard is actually a little bit worrisome for me. But we'll get to that later. I also want to give a shout out to 4 Angry Men without God V able to perform here and get into the grand final. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see if they can actually make some waves. I'm concerned, though. I still have my concerns.
Absolutely.
For sure, 16th place. It's not all the top. I think they're changing my true.
All think that's a little bit difficult for NG, but I would say as well, I've been pleasantly surprised with them. They have really smacked the rest of it, especially the last day in groups.
Yeah.
Getting, both full.
That has potential ramifications for your region if you can bag yourself more spots just yet either.
There's some teams that should be PGS coming back. I think that has a huge impact.
Did not live up to expectations. And
Welcome back, PUBG fans. I am your host, Lisa, coming to life once again from Malaysia. After an incredible group stage where underdogs like Akasia Esports and Burium United Esports made stunning PGS debut, veteran powerhouses such as Gen G Esports made stage where underdogs like again from Malaysia. After an incredible group stage where underdogs like again from Malaysia. After an incredible group stage where underdogs like Akasia Esports and Burium United Esports made stunning PGS debut, veteran powerhouses such as Gen G, The Expendables, Navi, and 17 Gaming have been proven once again why they are forces to be reckoned with. Here we are at the final stage of PGS 9. Who will claim the
Can't believe we've been saying this wrong my whole life.
Stay tuned.
Malaysia, not Malaysia.
Now.
The first time I played PUBG was actually at a friend's house, and I still remember my first kill. It was right outside Ruins, west of the church. I know I'm going to be playing against the best players in the world. It is my first finals. It's also DIY's first finals, so I think anything could happen.
Thì sau cái vòng loại BGS 7 anh em mình bị loại ở Thái Lan ấy, thì anh em mình thấy khá là buồn và cảm giác hụt hẫng. Cũng bảo là còn cái giải BGC anh em mình vẫn còn thời gian để tranh team mà ăn ý với nhau hơn. Nên là anh em mình tìm cách mọi thứ và chen cùng nhau rất là nhiều để anh em mình có thể đạt được những thành tích cao hơn.
I think this game was the most memorable because we were not disciplined enough and we let him win against us. So yeah, next time we're not gonna let him stay alive.
We've gotten third 3 times this year, so it would be nice to finally win one because it's been so bittersweet, but for the most part we're just forward thinking.
Гра на кваліфікаціях трішки відрізняється від фіналу, тому що стоїть питання в тому, щоб пройти в сам фінал. Тому гра в фіналі не буде відрізнятися від наших кваліфікаційних ігор.
It's happening right now, today. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
เรารู้สึกว่าก็เป็นแรงผลักดันครับเพราะว่าโซนเราอย่างแบบ APAC อย่างเงี้ยครับก็มีทีม
It started on Wednesday.
ที่เคยได้แชมป์
No,
มาก่อน
started Tuesday.
ที่เป็นแชมป์โลกก็เราก็อยากเป็นทีมไทยที่สามารถเป็นแชมป์ในระดับโลกได้เหมือนกันครับ
The reason why I've been playing for so many years is I want to lift an international trophy. I have won regionally in Europe, but I'm still yet to win like a world championship or something.
It's in Malaysia, so
I might be done, you know. Then the job is done.
It's early morning or late afternoon in Malaysia.
I think it's the same
So,
game, and I have the same teammates.
He was playing last night. That means he was playing this morning.
If we play good PUBG and we play to what we
Or
know,
yet this
we'll be able to
this
win.
morning for him. I guess you could say. Another day with expectation of greatness. I don't do this greatness thing, Nelson. I appreciate you, bud. I don't believe in doing great things. I just believe in being myself. If it happens to be great, it's great. If it happens
Welcome back,
not to be.
everybody, to sunny Kuala Lumpur, where we are getting ready for day 1 of the PUBG Global
How you doing,
Series
Sean?
9 Grand
Sean
Finals.
Nelson.
I'm Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Toby, and you see a lot of relaxed and calm faces, Toby, back there, but there is a extreme undercurrent of stress. There's a lot on the line.
A lot of game face being put on right now. Sweat probably running down. So these players
Oh,
to
the
knowing
time
the
difference in
pressure they're
Malaysia.
gonna
Let's
be
see what time it is in
under
Malaysia.
throughout these next 3 days of competition.
Never let them see you sweat.
Oh, no.
Never let them see you nervous. Well, these guys are ready to go. As we saw already, it's kind of the Tanvu show a little bit. But, you know, we've seen it multiple times before where anyone on that team can step up at any time.
Oh, definitely. I think for the a big part of what we saw in terms of top fraggers for the group stages now is
It's 8:51 at night.
Even at global
in
competition, still a big spread in skill level among some of these teams. And for the likes of Tanvu, I mean, Thanadol,
My bad, Edwin.
we're getting some love.
It's 8:51 at night in Asia, in Malaysia. So that means it would have been like 10 o'clock this morning.
Going out and fragging the same
That around midnight. 8 hours ago, right?
No, absolutely, especially when there's
It would have been noon. It would have been noon for him 8 hours ago.
A team that has had great expectations placed upon it.
Edwin, how you doing,
so
bud?
long. looking like they might be in a spot ready to
12
deliver
hours
now
again?
as Team Navi.
Yeah, definitely. Love the boys. Loved seeing them get success globally again. They had a little period where they felt like, you know, let's try and buy for center compounds. Quickly learned that that's not something you really want to go for. Went back
12-hour difference, yeah, for sure.
Initially, I
well,
felt like they weren't playing with the same
for you it's a 12-hour difference. For me, it's a 13-hour difference.
Didn't work. Now it kind of feels wrong coming back to where we were before we left. So they had to get the kind of the mojo back in the right place. Now you're seeing them on the edge once more, as confident as ever.
Figuring out that roster situation, obviously a big part of that, but one thing has remained consistent all the way through. Hakatori is that man. Well, he's going to be the man here.
The alphabet letters?
This squad is 17, I believe. I can see the jerseys correctly there. Well, we don't even have to wait any longer, Toby. We're going to get into game immediately, and look at that. We're starting on Miramar.
Starting things off on Miramar, you know what that means. That means we're ending the whole shebang on good old Wrangell.
Oh, boy.
2 days from now. So here we are, over to Wrangell. Grand Finals officially started here at PGS 9.
You hear the boys in the background, very excited to get this thing underway. Nice day off in between the end of groups and the beginning of this final stage.
I'm not supposed to
go
have
over
caffeine, but here we are.
Areas. Doesn't look like anything's going to be too spicy.
So I will just pay for it
But
later.
you never know.
I will say, Chuma being a stretch on a first plane path of Grand Finals, that adds a bit spice in my book, because I know I don't eat too spicy food like you do, but still, pretty spicy in mind if we're this far east to kick things off. You say go over their drop spots. There's going to be a lot of teams alt dropping here. We have hard committed Pozo, Monte, Power Grid teams. Power Grid, reachable, but even then you have to fly in at a different angle because you don't want to be fighting over vehicles down towards Picado. So we'll see if any commotion comes off of this eastern plane path to kick things off.
And that is the biggest question mark. People will always put their drop spots, their preferred drop locations, and alternate locations sometimes. But you never know who is going to be dropping for a vehicle.
Yep.
And that is where things start to get a little bit hectic here in the early game. So we'll keep an eye on that. Down south looks pretty clean so far. We haven't gotten quite squared away up to the north.
Nope, not at all. I mean, we're seeing right now Soset landing next to Little Ghost from 17 Gaming, stealing that vehicle away from him, meaning Soset is going to have a bit of a journey running towards his teammates. Also up towards Minas Generalis, where Gen G, Expendables, and one of the Burram players land kind of entangled initially, but now spread out. Circle out towards the east portal.
There we go, Burram dead center. So that brings with it a little bit of luck, but also a lot of
no, it's not. I'm watching one of my friends on TikTok reporting their live.
With the exception of maybe the east, but you would probably see some long wraps coming from our down south team. So Buriram on the clock, how quickly they want to get back together and where they want to play as we check in with Young Cloris.
Time zone snob. Fight me, bitch.
Big wide split to start things off.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of room to maneuver for them. They don't have Gen G in between them, so a bit hard if they want to group up, but should be all right. Orca already on the run. Obviously saw Delwyn land.
Fight me, bitch.
Land in the compound of above here. Has a Vector reloaded now as well alongside of Ace to try and take the fight to him potentially. I mean, they're coming in. Gen G, you better be coming in with all kinds of confidence after the group stage they pulled off. Disproving any doubters, myself included as well. I mean, James said on the desk he didn't know exactly what to expect from Gen G, even though they had a good EWC performance. But I think with the performance here in groups, they proved to the world that they are definitely worthy of their spot as a GBT.
Oh, they won me over for sure. I mean, this is just kind of just a minor hint of what Gen G has been kind of pulling off. I mean, going back, we saw them leaving the circle to go bridge camp teams when they thought that there was a point available. And Orca now spotting out Delwyn. Oh, I'm not sure if he saw him there. They have actually slipped away, but yeah, you can see. I mean, no helmet, 30 rounds. Does have a vest, and it does not look like. Well, okay, Gen G. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're coming over here to support him.
There they are. There they are. The cavalry is arriving. Orca spots him at the distance too. Finds Delwyn. I love this bait play. He was going up early saying, guys, let me get into position first. Then you drive on over because I'm going to keep spotting with his back turn. He gets him down, but as you say, fight ain't over just yet. Flame able to get the flush early on. Will Expendables stay now is the question.
That Panzerfaust kind of lets you move with a little bit of bass in your voice. That is a really good way to open things off. As Duckshoes just listening for the vehicle, and that vehicle sounding real juicy to a man with a Panzer in his hands. But Tosi, that split right there, just in case. Like, this is just Gen G is just moving different, man.
They
look so good.
And that was what I was alluding to earlier as well. I mean, as you were saying, to pushing up no helmet, no meds, just the molly to work with in terms of util. People don't make that play in the grand finals if they aren't overly confident. And Orca, well, off of one of his, no doubt, best global performances 2 days ago, should feel all confidence you possibly can.
Expendables, meanwhile, looks like they maybe lost a little bit of the vibe that they were pulling, the little flame that they were pulling in with, and nobody revealing themselves from Gen G, nobody looking easy. And then you also have Na'Vi making the rotation just off to the south, so that might make things a little bit scary. And the Expendables, I think, realizing, we can't even go for that blue chip, man. It's just too dangerous.
Exactly. They wanted to go up and over, but they knew that Gen G would be waiting on the inside, and there's absolutely no reason to risk too much. I mean, they're inside circle playing that southwestern side. If we get just one swing in this direction, we're pretty much guaranteed to go into these fields to some extent. So there's, I mean, of course you want to keep Delvin in the game. He's a great player, but there's too much to lose in trying to get to him this early on.
But it's also credit to the Expendables, right? I mean, that was them sitting there and reading the situation and not biting on the bait that Gen G was laying out there, which, you know, we haven't often seen from them. So the Expendables starting to kind of figure out how to press the slow down button, not just the W key into everything.
It's oftentimes the other way around that we're trying to tell teams, guys, come on, be more aggressive. For Expendables, it's the other way around.
Worked out pretty good for them. So
definitely.
And they're still getting their points, boy. They still are getting points as Na'Vi will go in rescue Private Fairest in the bus, and a lot easier return back when you have to go downhill than it is having to pull around. So
definitely
pretty easy stuff.
Definitely. 17 gonna try and maneuver their way through the mountains here just on the northern side of Minas as well. They, interestingly enough, coming in from the south, not wanting to stay too far up towards the north. They know there's going to be a big pressure point. They just saw the fight and the kill feed between the two teams. But now they find themselves rotating through one team and potentially straight into another. You have Baco Pass setting up or trying to set up a trap here, but not sure the timing is right now. Little Ghost reads it, gets across. Let's see if he can get away safely.
Really nice routing
there.
Spun
out.
Yeah, that Panzerfaust, though, took off for Xiaowu. They do spot out Lil Ghost, so that'll be him going down. And now 7-7 Owo is kind of in a tough spot, but Guyon has to hide behind the tree. The seat swap from 7-7 going to be just enough to keep him down there. But look at the tires just going away, and now, he is in a world of hurt here.
So much trouble. First, it's...
Kickstart stealing it away.
Yeah, first it's Xiaowu to spin out, and now Little Ghost flushed out as well. 7-7 now down to 17 Gaming in all kinds of trouble. Thought they were safe in making this rotation happen, but just not working out for them.
God, if that isn't just a perfect indicator of what to expect in this lobby. You get shot out by the first team, you get your kill stolen away by a second team, and then Shen's dropping up from a third team to find his way home. Here's will get taken by Guyon, so that'll at least be 1 point in the bag for
They get one back. They get one back. They give one away, they take one away. That's the way of kill stealing in this game. You usually ends up happening like that. Everyone almost has made their way towards the circle already. You can see the remaining 17 players. They're just going from one set of trouble into another. Thanadol coming in warmed up here as well. I know a lot of people have him on their fantasy teams. Got to be happy to get a +3 to kick this one off.
Oh, Xiaowu try to escape here. Survive just a little bit longer for 17, but again, now Falcons taking shots from down south, and it has just been a very rough way to start things off here for 17. But if there's one team in the lobby that has the experience to fight through a rough start, it is this squad right here.
Honestly, the more that I look at the rotation they just pulled off going north over Graveyard there, given, I mean, under normal circumstances, that would have been perfectly fine, but you were talking about it when the game first started. This plane path was so far east, and I honestly don't think 17 really took that into account. They should have known that there would be a lot more teams out here east early on already than what there under normal circumstances would be. So a bit of a misplay, miscommunication maybe on that one from 17, but hey, it is what it is, and they still have 17 more to play.
Indeed they do. As we see Alcancia moving into the long building. They will keep their vehicles safe, tires as safe as possible for as long as possible, although they are kind of getting a little bit harassed by Virtus Pro. Team Liquid just off to their west. Twisted Mind still on the move, as Perfectic's going to be the first one through, and the rest of the team nowhere near. So Perfectic's going to have to be really careful about how he pushes in, as Birdie Curdy will take the first shots, and it that's probably the best news Perfectix could have got. It was long-range shots.
Definitely.
Instead of allowing him to run right into somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I was tracking the Twisted Minds rotation when Perfectix was already in Cantera. You had examples still north of Power Grid, so not sure if there was a looting situation. Maybe he flipped a vehicle, something like that, but a little split on their rotation. And then now as well, I mean, just like 17 realized early on, wait, everything is taken already, again, due to this very eastern plane path.
Yeah, just take your time with things. Slow things down here to start things off.
Yep.
We're not even 10 minutes into the game and already lost 5. As Lyric's doing a little bit of scouting for himself. And again, this is another situation. Nurens and Lyric's way off to the north. Jacob and Opon's still covering down on the north side of Impala.
And also important, I mean, you say lost 5, but look at who we lost 5 from. We're talking Na'Vi, Expendables, 17 Gaming, 3 extremely veteran teams that all, for the most part, tend to avoid confrontations early on. So, some surprising starts to this one. We saw Beamy there. Great headshots connected as Virtus Pro themselves now on a rotation.
It's only one time zone, called Central. I agree.
Will go down south, so
Central's the only time zone that matters.
Do they collapse on Bot? They might just.
See if they got a good read on what's happening here. Yeah, this compound's looking real tasty.
Bard on time
is not able to escape. He can't get to his vehicle, so he's all by himself. Now the rest of the team is en route. And you can see James going to be the first one to arrive. Fex off in the distance. Vard will open things up with the knock on to Nixie and try to slow it down with the smoke, but it's not going to be enough. Good shots from Beamy will take him down.
Yep, face collapsing on this one, though, so EMEA action comes through. They knew they got the first knock on Nixie, a big player to take down early on, so they say, you know what, we like the odds on this one, let's commit to it.
Luke Rux holding the high ground here. Gustav just below will breeze through his building and just barely gets through with his life. James with the grenade in hand, not going to hit it though, but will find him jumping out of the window. As we see Alcancia and Gen G off to the side here. A number of fights. Oh no, Fex will spot out Corexi, who just vaulted into the wrong window.
Yeah, great molly dropped upstairs by Fex as well, isolating. Any push come through on the side. Smoke to follow as well, so you can't really track where that fire is spreading to. Now one more molly upstairs, and that's Beamy. Was that intentional? I'm not sure. They're both going to fall on this, I think.
Well, Beamy just barely surviving, and a good thing for him. E-Arena had the angles, took the shots, got the knock on to James, and I think FaZe realizing that it is just down to one player. They can take their time, pause here, get everybody back on their feet. Don't lose anybody else. We already lost 1.
They have a great position in the circle, so I should say no reason to really stress this fight right now. The thing is, once they do commit, now that things have settled, you gotta execute quickly. If you take just a second too long, this compound is high priority right now, and you just saw a lot of vehicles rotating in around you, so other teams could collapse on you, just like you did yourself moments ago.
Looks like Alcancia managed to take Bean off of Gen G. So that was the result of the other fight that happened while we were watching FaZe and VP. As now we see Duck Juice. Here's the footsteps.
Why do they call this the guy compound? I've never understood that.
It looks like so. Tanvu and Delwyn already gone, and that's a beautiful grenade from Batu.
When you have the back wall to bounce it off of, Batu is going to hit those every single day. Perfectix, first one to run on in. Heslu there to support him as well. As always, comes around the corner, finds Clories as well. And just like that, your World Championship team falls down. Over to another fight, though, as Beamy tries to fend off against the opposition, but that ain't going to work for him. Found James early, but Gustav is there to trade.
Oh, boy, that could have gone really bad for FaZe there. Beamy had plenty of time to go for the flush onto James before Gustav was able to arrive, but fortunately for FaZe, not able to happen. But Alcancia, they see that in the kill feed, and they know that FaZe is broken, and they are going to make the push.
I will say they're late on this push, though. Fortunately, Roth able to get the first one. A bit of a misplay by Fex there. DIY comes in, finds the second. James now able to get one in return, but it's a 4, making it a 3v1. James runs down through the smoke. Hipfire finds Relo, but it ain't going to be enough. And Alcancia stays alive. This was what we were just talking about. They had to execute quickly, and they get punished for not finding him without the knock.
And the grenade dropped by James on death kills Relo. And that takes down Cowboy as well. So Roth and Cowboy, the only 2 left alive from this push. And look at it, you could see Tosi is looking over in that direction as well. Gen G their mouth has got to be watering, especially with that circle pop right there. They know that compound is just, you could shoot all you want, Alcatia.
Falcons just went all the way from the north to the south, did they not?
On anyone going there is going to lose at least 2 players. We'll see for how long Alcatia gets to stay put. The arena now looking this direction as well. There ain't a whole lot you can play out here in the open.
Yeah, they did.
4 a.m. Observers thinking they're going to rotate north around. That might make sense, because looking towards the west, it's
they went all the way from the north side of the circle to the south side of the circle.
Looks like Bagel Pie actually running into Forest, and they're going to lose, I believe, at least one. Yeah, just one. But the rest of the boys will be able to get through. Team Liquid, meanwhile, coming in from the south. They've got Twisted, they've got Gen G off to the west, and Na'Vi taking shots in their backs. And then Falcons really slow playing this, coming in on the late side, and that's actually going to work out pretty nicely for them.
I mean, they know full well there's nothing to come forward towards the center of the circle. So if anyone on the edge inside the circle is going to give you a free compound, they just saw Liquid move from here. It's like, you know what? That one's free. Let's let everyone else fight, get wounded, get their vests and helmets broken. Then we'll take the different fights at the end of the game with that advantage in our favor.
Looks like Gen G were able to get their blue chip, so they'll get Bean back on his feet. Meanwhile, Xiaowu
is he
still off in the blue in El Azahar. I don't know if there's no way he was able to get any blue chips.
I mean, it was in this valley, and everyone is gone. They
I
all
guess
died.
he is.
They all died in the valley. He must be going for it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the only reason to really go for this in El Azahar. Let's see how many he's able to pick up.
He's a kilometer and a half away from the circle.
Brother, there's nobody spying this. I'm just gonna hear.
But you know what? I still want to say though, thank you for playing it safe, mate. You're on the grand finals after all. No reason to think you're golden.
Man said there's like 5 APAC teams in this lobby. I don't trust anybody right now. I mean, we'll see how many he's able to get back here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try and keep track of that as they get listed up. You can see 17 with a nice little blue chip indicator on the leaderboard there, telling us that the players are making their way back on the server.
Okay, 4 a.m. Big show up in their second day of groups.
Yes.
However, you can't just completely forget about the absolute disaster of their first day. So the question really is, which 4 a.m. is the real 4 a.m. and which one's going to stand out here in the final stages?
And
so far, so good for them, though.
They're going up against a team who has had a very similar, journey through groups. Buriram, their success story really rested on the shoulders of ED. Played an incredible final day for them, but they now have a fight you'd have to imagine to take with Buriram. I say that though, but Twisted Minds actually backfilling 4 a.m. This could be a fight happening before Buriram gets to engage.
Yeah, this is going to be the more pressing problem for 4 a.m.
Oh, definitely.
They're just looking at Buriram at truck stop at range right now. But Twisted right on their doorstep, and I don't think they have any idea that 4 a.m. is just off to their north. But they're still playing around that rim. You see them kind of looking off to the north.
Yeah, circle should go there.
Safe. They're safe where they're at. I mean, you see Gen G's looking over there, but no shots, so there's no angle really to be found. Gen G, have a compound. They are on the western part of the circle, but that is basically one of the only compounds in this new circle, although there's still a lot of terrain left to play around.
Exactly. Bean flies up, joins his teammates. You see 7-7 and Little Ghost both got back in, landing down on that southern side. We'll be all right. Perfectix able to get a knock here, but there's still some distance towards the remaining players. This is interesting, though. They get the first one on Gen G. They know that Bean is flying in now as well. They know that if they push up right now, it's a 4v2.
And they immediately hop into the vehicles and try to make the send as Tosi is running back to defend. Orca going for the res as quickly as possible. Will get him back on his feet, and they immediately are on the move. Lou and Batulin's just crashing that wall as quickly as possible, but Gen G not around too long. But now the shots from the back, that's coming from Falcons.
Yep, it's Kickstart. Kickstart applying pressure to Twisted Minds, forcing them into the compound proper.
Okay, they managed to make their way in, and unhappy neighbors for the time being. Falcons still have a long way to go, too, to get inside zone. And now that this third-party opportunity is no longer present, got to start thinking about where they want to go. As Gen G listening for footsteps. Tosi not going to spot anything on that wall.
Sneaking his way further forward, one Tosi at a time. Patulins, though, sat here ready and waiting. You'd have to imagine he's going to hear these steps. Indeed, he will, but I think Tosi... Oh, nice underhand molly. It's going to go a bit farther, I think. Yeah, it will be, but good idea. Read him on the other side of those blocks as well.
Okay, Bean and Flame still at range. Tosi just being the first ones in, and now Falcons, if you got to go somewhere, this is looking like a good place as any. Maybe third party this fight while the circle pushes in. Tosi will spot example on the wall, and that'll be the first knock.
Their timing could not be any better. Falcons, that is. The fight has just popped off. Two players are down low health, and now Falcons can peek over the top and engage in this one from a distance. Gen.G hasn't fully committed to pushing Twisted Minds, though, so they can dislodge Falcons at least to some extent.
And Falcons, they don't have a lot of time to be sitting around with this. They're right on the edge of the zone, but the zone is pushing in slowly, and it's only circle, what, 4? So they've got time, I guess, to sit around here, and then nobody really. 4 a.m. made that push into Buriram up to the north, so that whole area off to the north is pretty free and clear.
Importantly for Falcons is A, they're inside circle. B, they can disengage if they want to, but they just got beamed down. They know there's 2 more players down inside the compound already, so might want to try and make a play on this. We'll see how aggressive Falcons opt to start off this grand final.
Twisted Minds able to get example back on his feet as well, so they're back up to 3 strong, playing defend the castle. As the smokes will die out, the blue zone grenade will finish off Bean, and Tosi will have to hide in the corner for the time being as Falcons continue to reposition. Meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture, you can see 4 a.m. and Buriram are still going at it.
That's the fight we were talking about a little bit earlier. 4 a.m., 1 apiece, Edie down on the side of Buriram. Big loss on their side to try and see if they can fend off this push from 4 a.m. But back to this fight between Gen.G and Twisted Minds, and potentially Falcons. No, actually, you know what? Falcons opted to disengage. That's what I was saying. They could potentially go north and engage in that one. Still, they like the odds more. And look at the angle they're coming in with. Taking out the entirety of 4 a.m. down to just 1 player now.
Great call from Falcons to disengage from this fight and go and take that one out as 4 a.m. is eliminated. And now Twisted Minds, they're going to start making their push. Gen.G has just been constantly laying down this wall of smoke, trying to slow things down as much as possible. They know that Twisted has their backs up against the wall, and they are just waiting for them to reveal their hand as Gen.G down to, I believe they're just down to 1. Yeah, okay, they're just down Bean, so they still have 3 up.
Buriram down, 4 a.m. down. Look at who became the guy to take him out.
Right now.
And it's Xiao Wu, who crept in from Hilasahar to find the final player of that team. As this fight, never-ending fight at that, continues. Only 1 down on the side of Twisted Minds so far, that's Petulins.
That's a big knock onto Tosi, and Perfectix will go for the flick, and he'll find Flame, he'll find himself. But he'll be able to get back on his feet. It's all down to Orca now, the last player left alive for Gen.G.
I mean, Falcons might be good to just come back here. There's been so much damage done on both fronts that they could potentially sweep in and try and engage in this one. But yeah, I mean, they claimed the compound, but we said it, it's a hard one to do. So in 3 teams have fallen here already, and now it's E-Arena. They've been eyeing this compound for a long, long time, and finally they try to make a play.
Sure have been. I mean, they knew the situation. They knew Alcacia was down to just 2. And immediately they're going to eat a grenade as Roth, as being the aggressor here, going to go make sure he secures that point. Well, actually, Opan's on the other side of the wall, so unfortunately there for him, won't be able to do it. Opan's looks like Lyric's actually going to go for the res as Jacob is just waiting, listening, and that's another good grenade from Cowboy. That'll put Jacob down.
Util reigns supreme for Alcacia, trying to stay alive through this one. Down to just the 2. Roth and Cowboy doing a great job thus far at fending off E-Arena. E-Arena, of course, playing with the pressure that teams from afar can engage in them much easier than inside the compound. But Roth, aggressive once more, try to push out.
Yeah, don't stick around for too long. You know the grenade's going to come inevitably as Roth trying to work around those windows. He's all by himself, but he's going to find Lyrix, gets traded by Opans, and now Cowboy has to make the push with low HP. He's got Flash shooting him in the back. He's going to, he sees his head.
So
just
difficult.
Barely 14 HP, goes for the push, and he wins it! Cowboy is that boy.
Sprints out, hit fire, 15 health to work with, getting shot in the back at the same time, and he comes out victorious. Incredible play there from Cowboy to keep Alcacia in the game.
Twisted Minds, after their scrap with Gen.G, trying to leave the compound to the south, they run into Team Liquid. They will get Perfectix knocked, but able to get him back on his feet. 6 kills now for Twisted as they continue to hide through the smokes.
6 kills for Twisted, and I feel like 8 reses on Perfectix so far. He's reached the point where he's screaming every time he gets tagged by a blue.
Ooh, that's a
circle
sweet
right there. You know what? I like the fact that Xiao Wu is inside this one. He's going to be chilling for a bit. He went through so much effort to try and keep his team alive, and there he is, chilling on his own up towards the very north.
Back by himself again. As,
fortunately,
his friends were taken down, coming from that southeastern side. As Twisted Minds, I mean, man, you talk about a team that is making the most of just a rough situation. They have been pressed by Gen.G. They've been pressed by Falcons. Now they still have 3 up, still 6 kills, and they're still in it. And now got a long way to go still, so it's It's not over just yet as we check in with Xiao Wu.
That's the replay from earlier, the fight in return against Buriram.
Look at that. Buriram, I mean, what do you even do if you're Buriram? You're expecting the push from Falcons, but then you get shot in the back by the solo snake from the blue.
Exactly.
Unreal.
Tough
oh,
one
what a
that.
flash from
Mark interrupted you. Twist down, bro. I understand.
Would have been perfect. A little hard to bounce the mollies, though. As he tries to run further back, MP5 in hand, maybe a Panzer would have helped him as well. He gets example first one down, but Perfectix is there to trade again, Twisted, and they're up close fighting. Honestly, can be said about a lot of teams at this point in the tournament. I feel like that's it's an area of the game where PUBG in particular, as a close quarter game, has struggled, is those quick engagements, trading for one another, but as of late, it has been so beautiful to see.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, right
Go
now,
ahead and
Twisted
collect
Minds
one of your
as good or better than anybody else in the lobby, making sure that they, even if they take a knock, it doesn't get flushed.
Yeah.
And just great comms coming from that squad here as Forest Natural trying to hold off a push from Full Sense down in the southeastern side of the map. But trades coming through as a con. Look at that Bagopa with the MP5 finding some love.
A Shack and an MP5, sometimes that's all you need to take out one of the top fraggers on the server. Then it all falls victim to it.
Oh, no.
One more down. And of course, the vertical lines here hard to maneuver through us.
Look at him go.
Liquid down as well. Twisted Minds continues as they get up to 9 kills in this game. An example hitting his personal kill number 400 in his PGS journey.
Huge stuff from Twisted Minds. Huge from example.
I don't know that it was buffering because of that or if it was buffering because of my internet, bro. I'm not sure.
Navi now trying to make their way in. They've got a scrap going.
Don't know which one was buffering.
They're going to lose Ferris now. And it's all down to Hakatori with 4 HP and a P90.
900 damage and 2 kills. Hakatori has been hurting people. A shredder of helmets and vests. Unfortunately, it ain't going to be much point off of it, but still, good job at that as Twisted Minds
it was both of them? Okay.
They had an opportunity just there to wrap south around and maybe take the fight to Navi. They failed quickly, though, so they said, you know what, nope, let's fall back, let's play it smart. Again, similar to what we saw from Falcons. Had a chance to push into the compound proper against Twisted, and Gen G said, nope, let's be smart about it. There's a late game to play for. That's where the points really come in handy. And, well, here they are, both of them, still up alive.
Shout out to Xiao Wu for staying alive as Cowboy will go down in 6th place. And we got to give props to Forest. They have been looking really strong over here on the eastern side, taking out Full Sense, taking out Navi. Xiao Wu will get spotted as well, so we have made it to our top 4.
Our main attention has been towards the west, but the east has been pretty much
really impressed that Falcons are they're so aggressive
all squeezing
in the first game. They're really aggressive this first game, which was not something I was expecting. Normally they start very slow.
So it's Asia to the east. It's
I mean,
the west to the west. Let's see who's gonna win out this one.
12 points this game.
See Twisted Minds with 11 kills
Pretty
already.
Good.
Falcons with 8 of their own as well, and they've got 4 alive.
Yeah.
And they've got the entire north side of this zone to work with, while Guyan just hides in a ditch, survives, tries to make it as late as possible. Forest, meanwhile, they're the ones that have to try to figure out a way to get inside this next circle while avoiding the eyes of Twisted Minds.
And again, just got to compliment the mature decision of Falcons to take that fight to the north instead. Even having a player cerebral enough to, in the middle of following that fight, say, wait, there's another fight up here that's better for us. Let's leave this, even though this is a gold mine potentially, let's leave this, go north and play for space.
It's great.
Very, very good play by Falcons early on.
I mean, they could have sat there and just stared down at a compound forever.
They could have been shot in the back by 4M.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, somebody else could have come and done the same thing to them. So good stuff from Falcons to start things off here as we wait and see.
No util for anyone.
No, it is.
Wow, it's dry.
And I mean, look at Twisted Minds at this point. How many times have each player been knocked? But you hope that maybe we're able to recycle and reset some of their armor. And yet, Perfectix looking not too terrible here. 443 damage, 5 kills, and a bolty M24. Might play large here if they can get that first knock.
I know we're in a desert and all, but this is the driest endgame I've ever seen in terms of util. There's literally nothing to work with. It also goes to show how hard of a battle all these teams have been through in order to make it into this top 4. Forest is going to lose a helmet on Kiss, or at least a very damaged one now. We'll see. They should be able to get the rest. Everyone just waiting for that next circle.
We may have to check the API thing because I'm seeing
there's
3 grenades.
There's util. Yeah, there's util.
Yeah, I think Example had a grenade there as well. So we might have a little bit of a miscommunication there. But here it comes. Guyan just hiding behind the rock as long as he can, and I mean, to be fair, he's managed to make it happen. He can't. Forest can't really finish him off without exposing themselves to Twisted.
Not
and
at
Falcons.
all. Not at all. And again, when it comes to salvage games, if you're able to get 1 or 2 points after your teammates die, you're pretty satisfied. 3, that's great. 4, and anything that goes above that, that is way more than you could possibly ask for. Example, it's just, oh, sorry, Perfectix. Not a fear in his life picking with that boldy.
It's just not hitting, though. Oh, there we go. Okay, Scappy with the second follow-up grenade will finish off Guyon, so that'll bring us down to our top 3, and more importantly, opens up a spot here for Forest to play that's out of the line of sight of Falcons.
Exactly. The big decider here is really going to be which angle does Falcons approach from, or do they stay on the northern side of the road? Fight between Tristan and Forest, I mean, it has to happen at some point, and it's going to be up to Falcons, I think, to decide who they want as the ham in the sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a patience game for Falcons at this point.
I don't want to call one team better than another, but if you're smart in your Falcons here, you get a chance to backstab Twisted into Forest. I feel like that's the route you take. You don't play with Twisted on the other side. Like, I would wrap West on this, but it also, of course, depends on the angle and what they see.
Okay, Scappy did spot out Perfectix. Don't spend too much time ADS there, Mr. Perfectix. Well, you have no idea how close he is.
Yep.
As the emergency flare will come through. Scappy.
Oh, no, I saw him. He's on.
Yeah, okay, he's got it.
Oh, no, he
didn't. No, he didn't. He swapped over again. And Scappy, that is the easiest spray you'll ever hit as Perfectix goes down. And Example and Lou now have to make a decision. Do we keep trying to work around this low side? But Forest is being the aggressor.
Yep.
Kiss going to push right in, takes down Example.
Where's the response from Falcons in this? They're seeing 2 players down on the side of Twisted Minds. Make it almost 3. Lou down to just 1 HP. But they're allowing for Forest Gaming to reset. So look up the other way. Now the fight is over. Now Forest can reset. Now they can turn their attention to Falcons. They're coming in too late.
And Forest not taking a single knock during that push. Kiss down to a half HP. But Falcons sending everybody over there. H-Win's going to get spotted by Scappy. He goes down immediately, so now it turns it into a 3v3. Tingleton will spot out Kiss, though, and that is a raid boss down for Forest.
Great read by Falcons to understand how the Forest team was positioned. They wrap around the southern side, try to isolate the solo. Kiss down. Now it's Baron and Scabby left alive to try and fend off. And they say, you know what, you're going to catch us on the south side. We'll take where you were before. It's a ring around the rosy.
H-Win feeding this information over before he gets taken down there by Scappy. So you see them with the high ground on the road. That is a rough sledding. But Shrimsy will get the knock on a Baron. And now it is all down to Scappy. Can he get any more points off of this Falcons team who has been dominant in this first game of the Grand Finals?
Yeah, Falcon looks poised to win this one. I will say, though, Baron, that was a scary double peek on the edge of that smoke. I had him getting potentially a double there. Did not happen. Did not happen. Good thing for them. And again, gotta go back to Falcons making the mature decisions earlier in this game. Had chances to engage with the risk of losing players themselves in an up-close fight. They say no. They say, let's play it smart. Let's play it slow. Now they get rewarded for a lot of points, but I might be speaking too soon. Scabby finds kick.
Leads with the flashbang. Before the flashbang even went off, I think he
I don't know yet.
But
Molly
is all right on time as Kickstart will slowly bleed out. Will it be enough? No, it won't. Shrimsy will step up, and Falcons get the first win of the final stage.
We talk about Kiss, but had Scabby gotten that knock, then you have a guy sat in the middle of burning, healing up with a first aid in hand. That could have been a 1v3 for the history books.
That was filthy stuff from Forest, a Forest team that has at times
going on with my thing,
very good, but man, they come in here in game 1 and they look very
lagging over here on me.
Have their feet underneath them, but Twisted Minds, Falcons, Forest, all of those teams looking really good here through one game at least.
Earlier underperformers teams coming out victorious. Now it's Gen.G and now it's Forest as well, doing great.
I don't know yet. I don't know. I hadn't really decided what I'm doing yet.
We talked about the start of the day here. The group stage heroes were looking good in the group stage, but now those finals heroes are back. It's Falcons with a huge win here alongside some of these teams to try and get themselves as many points to start things off on. Miramar joining me, Toffees, as well as Avenger. Toffees, Falcons looks cool.
Caw, baby, caw. The Falcons fly. This, you know, they don't need the group stages. They're just there to get warmed up. But when it's time to play, these guys know how to put it down. And Himsy comes out dominant. Though I'll be honest, I got a little scared here, Martin. That I thought for a second we were giving them far too many sort of 1 or 2v1 peaks there.
I mean, the way that they did macro there in the mid to late game was just perfect. Like, they're identifying perfect opportunities to third party.
Yep.
Multiple times where they're moving around. They didn't third party the Gen G and the protested mines in jungle compound, right? They decided we should go north instead. So super well executed by them here. I like that. Great game.
Definitely.
Fantastic game here.
A lot of points going their way to start things off as they were just biding their time up at the top and against Twisted Minds and Forest Natural Gaming. Twisted Minds, though, a huge game for them. We saw them trouncing the competition, not even as 4-man alive here, Toffees, to get things rolling in game number 1.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. This is a worst-case scenario for the lobby if you are not Falcons or Twisted Minds.
Yeah.
Seeing game 1 with those two teams kind of being in that spot to throw down in the final 3 wakes everyone up and goes, all right, it's grand finals time. There's not a lot of dilly-dallying that we can do, especially if these two teams are getting off the line that quickly. Because we're no longer is it top 16, Martin. This is all about who gets first and who gets those PGS points to take home, and now these two guys are already in the front.
We got $300,000 on the line. We got 400 PGS points for the winner here.
Yep.
So much is on the line. And we are going to see potentially more teams from these different regions we didn't expect to come through because of the PGS points change.
Hey, let's talk about, though, a team that's in very good company in that top 3. Forest
Yes, all good.
They looked really good on that side.
I just hadn't made the decision what I'm going to do yet when it comes to that.
21. But Scappy, for all intents and purposes, really made a really big meal out of that, Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, some very noticeable teams losing players early on as well, where 17 did manage to get 2 back. Didn't end up having the biggest impact in the game overall. Gotta say, Xiaowu though, able to stay alive through to the very end.
Yeah,
getting some good points in what could have easily been a 0-point game.
A lot different circle this time around to start things off, going from west to east. And while a lot of the south side of the map is still kind of unreachable, it's a lot, I would think, better than the first one that we saw.
It's, I mean, Miramar is...
Maybe not better, but different.
Well, I mean, Miramar is just very famous for having very vertical rotation paths, right? I mean, look at the east, you look at the west. It's very easy to drive north to south. West to east, not always so much. So when you have that eastern plane path that goes straight south up towards the north, it's a lot harder cutting off to the west side than having to go down towards the south, as we see here.
Well, the first circle that we saw today was not too terrible, and we didn't really get as many of the massive hard shifts that we've been seeing so much of during the group stages.
Thankfully.
As far as first games go and getting yourself with your feet under you, that's about as much as you could hope for. Hopefully for these guys, Game 2 will provide a little bit more of the same, as we see Gen G and the Expendables still just really intermingled around Minas Generalis right there.
It's almost as if when we provide the players with a pretty holy circle.
Look at that!
You know
barely touches the line of the plane.
that is as savage as a Miramar circle can really get off of this plane path. Guys, just draw. If the observers out there drawing lines right now, just do wide cuts underneath. Everyone is gonna go under Chuma.
Miramar, Erangel. So it's 2 Erangel, and it's Tego.
Right into the Trident.
And Rondo.
Towards the southern side there. That's
and then 2 Erangel.
Wow, I did not see that circle coming. I had a whole point to make and everything, but that's gone now.
It's crazy. Well, Falcons had an idea, at least immediately. They are fortunate enough to discover an E pickup, so that'll get them a little bit closer towards Vitamar. See everybody starting to... this helicopter's coming pretty quick, guys. If you're coming, you better get over here.
I mean, they just got to go straight down all the way to the end right now. They know, I mean, again, straight, just the plane path alone, it is almost impossible for anyone, even if they had landed on a vehicle and drove straight there, to already be there. So just go as far south as you possibly can. I mean, Baron pretty much got into a car and drove right away, and he's only now making it down into the vicinity. So, yeah, definitely.
Not even smoking it off.
brave.
That's gutsy.
They're brave.
I mean, by the time they threw that e-pickup, people were still picking up their first gun, so I don't think anyone is going to run over and try and peek them at this point in the game.
Sure.
Look at what they're flying down with.
I just remember. Look, I'm coming from the world where Xiao Wu smoked off a res station.
It is true.
You know.
The fun thing is they probably didn't have any smokes to throw. They hadn't looted one yet.
That might have also been a thing. I see Shrimsy doesn't have one, so.
Ooh, I love this. We're seeing the lineup. Actually, thank you so much, observers. We're seeing what they're prioritizing right now, off of where they've put their pins down in the game, in-game. Now they're moving some of them as well. Of course, they're scouting as they fly on in, trying to see what's available. I think they just saw the vehicle from Luke down below. That's why they removed the marker from the intersection compound, saying there's a car down there. We can't contest it. What are you doing?
Why are the Expendables
here?
pushing into
Are they?
Picado?
Are they waiting for an e-pickup, maybe?
Are they scrapping with 17?
There is no way. They're just casually pulling up on 17 like this. What are you doing?
I don't know.
He has a bolt?
He's swapping with a bolty? Duck juice?
Wait, is there a... Nah, this shouldn't be... I'm trying to math this one out. I was thinking, is there a way where they saw that helicopter in there and thought it flew out of Picado? But that the angle is... Maybe... Okay, this is... If I could rewind the map, maybe it would make more sense. But I think maybe they only saw the helicopter when it was already down towards Chuma. And then when like, wait, the helicopter's already there, they must have left Picado. Because the trajectory is kind of San Martin over Picado. And then they thought they were gone. There's no way a world championship team just casually 1 kilometer an hour strolls into Picado when 17 is still there. That makes no sense. So they must have gotten baited by the Falcons helicopter.
Meanwhile, Lou is
there
on the hills overlooking. He's like, guys, you're never going to believe this. Like, these guys just kind of...
I mean, anyone could have taken them out. They were literally walking into the city.
I mean, you could tell. Fortunately for the Expendable, I think 17 is just as surprised as the Expendables were. So they were in no position really to capitalize off of that. They get the knock, but the instant res comes through, and now they know that they've got the Expendables in the buildings off to the north side of Picado. As we see where Falcons have decided to go through, we did have a chance to get an interview with one of those Falcons.
就是我们那把鸡吃完之后，就觉得就是很大概率能进了。然后我们荣东那把也打好了，然后就觉得能进，就没有什么压力了。我们做对的东西就是我们就是按之前的方法打，就是按这些风格打，就是没什么问题。要改进的话，就是减少个人失误吧，就更好了。就想跟队友说，就互相相信吧，就都加油。
Well, there you go. Definitely not a Falcon. That is A Tong Mu from Four Angry Men. Sorry about that mistake. My bad. But good stuff from him and good stuff from 4 AM, at least on that second day. And at least through one game here. Well, I mean, 0 points, but I don't know.
Keep
I don't
going.
know. We
keep going.
What do we say about 4 AM at this point?
P90.
Expect the unexpected?
Roster changes galore. In a global championship, anything can happen. I think 4 AM from, I mean, I'll call it a spade, from having not been able to do anything globally for quite a while now, for multiple reasons, at least they showed something on their last day of groups. And that something makes me think maybe they can show something here as well. I'm not expecting them in the top 10, to be honest. Especially with this caliber lobby they're up against and seeing how extremely hot some of these teams are playing, even the ones we initially weren't expecting much from. But 4 AM, Shen and the boys, if you're out here to surprise me, by all means do so. I don't care who it is. If I see great PUBG, I love it.
Look at this E-pickup. The Expendables popped the E-pickup in the north side of Picado, knowing that 17 is down there.
Wait, it's a bait.
Look,
it's a bait.
There's some five-head stuff going on, possibly, that I just don't know about. But
they're world
Scappy,
championships.
Yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
It's a bait. Look at this. They've set it up. They're just waiting for the peaks.
Okay. They're waiting for somebody to come over there. And 17's like, we know that you're waiting for us to come over there.
I love it. It's
we double dog dare you to take that thing.
It's an e-bait. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
We have esports, emails, e-baits. Wait, are they actually?
They actually.
Okay, so they held.
Okay.
They held it. They used it as bait initially, and they're like, nah, you know what? That's actually it's not too bad an idea to take it. And they are gonna get shot at. They are gonna take a lot of damage with it too, but luckily for them, at least for now, they're all gonna stay alive.
So ends the weirdest compound city crash that I've ever seen.
We say weird, but honestly, I mean, I don't want to clap myself on the shoulder, but I honestly think our take on that with the e-pickup from Falcons
could be.
It has to be the reason why they did it. I'm going to have to ask them after this game is over, because that was very interesting.
Well,
everybody and their brother's shooting at them.
Part for them is that they're taking an e-pickup at 8 minutes into the game where everything is already occupied. So hopefully they've got their good glasses on.
Also,
and scout out what's below.
It's an area of the map where you're almost guaranteed to need vehicles.
Oh, there
right?
you go. We can see what they're looking for. Brickyard, that's
Guys, can we get that cryo compound in the middle? Yeah, no, not at this point in the game.
Pretty sure that's been occupied.
I mean, you know what? They could just be dropping in on somebody. The issue is they took a bit of damage. You see Glorious sits at around 65. Doctor's around half. You just don't want to contest too hard at this point. So go down towards the southwest, see if maybe you can get a hard spawn and just chill. Play low. I mean, this next circle could throw a gigantic spanner in the works anyway, so no reason to cause commotion now if the circle's going to do it for you in 10 seconds.
Well, they get a buggy, and good news is on the way down, nobody even took a shot at them. So,
yep.
As far as things go, that probably went as good as it could you could hope for the Expendables in their wacky Circle 1 rotation. And meanwhile, we've still got 64 alive. Nobody lost. A few teams making their way in from the southeast. Gen G going to be leading the charge in that regard, and Buriram right behind them.
So no one lost also means Dr. got back in the game.
There you go.
You see? Everything is fine. Nothing happened. We just gave a point over. We have 1 kill, but no deaths.
-3 points to Dr. James, unfortunately, is going to run right into Extends, and that will be him going down and does not have any teammates really around to support, and it looks like Fex and Vard are just off on the... They're just going to go ahead and push away. I think Gustav is maybe taking some long-range shots over here, but nothing too serious.
I don't speak Norwegian, but I'm sure James right now is saying to himself, why in the world is there someone there? It's in the open. I checked the church. We had the church. It was free. Why, Extends, are you there? And I would ask the same question. I mean, they're obviously scouting north. He was probably in the middle of a transition, hurt the vehicle, and was like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
You know, we saw just the first kill graphic there, so I don't think Dutchie's ever gotten killed. I think he just
he only got knocked out of the car.
Okay.
True.
So we're here to correct ourselves, chat. Sometimes we do get things wrong, but we will always correct ourselves. And I spoke too soon last game. We're talking about how we didn't see any hard shifts. Now we get the hardest of hard shifts all the way off to the north. And you can see everybody already in vehicles, but the circles are being laid down. Begopa, you've got a big decision to make here about where you want to play, if you even want to try to bring that 2-2 back together.
Delwyn's still looking for a vehicle, but he's stuck in a sandstorm. Twisted Minds in the meantime, seeing all these teams come up towards them, and this time it's Alcatia going into the Rainbow compound just across the street. They have them split in between him, so, I mean, if you're smart or you're good at hitting your shots, which, well, Twisted Minds are, you get a good knock, forcing them to go to the backside of the building to get the rest, and then you can get a second. Maybe there's a pull-up, but then again, Twisted is set in a pretty good position already, so, of course, comes with some risk aggressing on a compound like that.
And it looks like, for the most part, the teams that were already in place up here in their 2-2 splits are going to maintain those 2-2 splits for the foreseeable future. Twisted being one, Begopa being the other. Although Forest is now starting to make their way in. Team Liquid already in Monte Nuevo proper, and you've got Full Sense with a big split just off to their west. So Forest, they're going to be... I'm not sure how deep they want to take this rotation. It looks like they're just going to take it to the edge of the city, and that might be for the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, especially when you're coming in late on that southern side. You just do not know what you have ahead of you, and there are so many potential landmines you're passing through. It comes with a lot of risk, so stop early, stop on the edge of the city, western edge here as well, so if the circle, even if it goes, well, I mean, east, you can still wrap out towards the west, get around properly. So good on Forest for not over-aggressing there.
Yeah, getting shot at by Full Send, or Full Sense rather, is also kind of forcing them into that 4 deep.
Oh yeah.
Over there on the side. Looks like Team Liquid might have been sniffing around over there as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Buriram, meanwhile, trying to make their way over on the east. They see 17 up to the north, or do they? This could be really, really rough. They do have FaZe right behind them. Looks like Vard is actually going to be able to pick up James, so FaZe will get back up to full strength here shortly.
Yeah. We'll be able to get the rest up. Of course, going to wait around for Picardo, but there is a Panzer. There's 3 cars coming up. Which one are you going to go for, Xiaobei? In the Animal Kingdom, you shoot for the weak one in the back, and that's exactly what they do. Ribs one falls, Can falls as well. Just like that, a 4-man rotation is a 2-man.
Just had no idea. And fantastic work by 17. Just playing it really cool, playing it patient. They saw the vehicles down there. They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
That they didn't take any shots, and they baited Buriram into making that push as going to be all down to Edie and Damasty.
And important kills for 17 too, not only in terms of the points, obviously, but also the fact that they are not inside the circle yet too. So the more space you can make yourself coming into fights in this next circle, the better off you're going to be. 17 still with a decision to make. I think they're honestly going to tank blue for a bit, wait for that third circle to pop, see if they're going to be staying up on the power grid plateau or if they're coming down towards the southwest.
I think you might be right, as they were taking some shots from 4 a.m. directly off to their west, so they know that they are there, as we will go ahead and leave the Bronco with the busted wheel behind. And the Expendables, meanwhile, after their incredible e-pickup experience, doing the long wrap on the west up to the north, and that's actually going to pay off dividends for them, because look how much room there is up there to play around, as the circle will pop right on top of Montenuevo.
Basically the same skill. I agree.
North side
yeah,
still
same skill. No, nothing. No big difference at all.
Exactly half the survey, if not even more, is sat down there trying to contest right now, but it's over in the central compound that we take the fight. It's Alcatia Virtus Pro again. They fought each other during the match we just had, and now they will once more, and in very similar fashion. Nix is the first to fall.
Round 2. Cowboy slowly bleeding out. Ooh, Roth got brought very, very low, but stays up. Example will steal away Cowboy, so VP not even getting the point for that one. They have already lost Nixie, and now Beamy gonna go down. Nice shots from D. Will take him out in the garage, and now Alcatia with a decision to make here about how to push this, knowing that they're getting third-partied by Twisted Minds.
I gotta admit, never have I ever seen LAN rookies come in and play as well as Alcatia currently does against some of the best fraggers in the game. I mean, they are playing with literally no fear, no second-guessing yourself whatsoever. They look as confident as can be, and I think a lot of that lies on the shoulders of Roth and how he, well, just mentally preps these boys to go out and to have a good time.
I mean, from the first
I am too. I'm quitting work in
looking as comfortable
in a professional gamer.
Seasoned vets, as we see VP not really in a position to try to make that crossover.
I need about 100 more viewers, and I'll be a professional streamer. What I need. I don't need 100 viewers. I just need.
Yeah, Rello had the C4. That is a choice.
I just need I don't need 100 viewers. 100 viewers is crazy. I just need about 500 subscribers, and I'll be good.
Very scary choice.
It definitely is.
And I hope Alcatia has a plan here for how they want to push out of this, knowing that they're getting third-partied.
Navi is around as well.
Navi is starting to make their push in as well from the south.
The thing is, you go outside the building, you get shut up by Twisted one side, Navi on the other. I like the idea, but just due to the surroundings, this is going to be incredibly hard. One falls. That's Beamy. Will be taken out, confirmed as well. So Lukarooks now inside building once more. Hells maybe corrects it back in. Yep, he made it.
Stolen away by Shalou as well. So 4 a.m. being opportunistic with their high ground. As
500 subscribers on Twitch. That's not a lot to ask.
Around a little bit just to avoid that blue zone.
So
they must have a jammer pack on.
Anyone has
so Alcatia, despite getting one
$25,000 they want to drop on it, that'd be great.
Worked kind of. They took out one, and
yeah,
they still now have to deal with the other two.
It definitely worked kind of.
500.
Well, they got 1 point off of it, right?
Is it $6.99 now?
But hey, we'll take that. Everyone, of course, right now waiting for that next circle spot. Somehow, Expendables are in the center of the circle. They managed to rotate through the fields north of Monte.
Roughly $4,000. About $4,000 worth of subs, and we'll be straight. Okay.
Go towards the west to some extent, but we'll see how much it's going to be. Nope, we center up completely, and from being center to being the most southern team to now having to wrap north again. Expendables are sat in the ditch with really no one around them.
All it needs is $4,000. Not a big deal, guys.
Well, but where do you go?
I mean, I won't get but a half of it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that maybe Forrest doesn't see you. Well, this is another issue. FaZe and Navi right next to each other. They're playing the ditches as well. They managed to avoid Falcons and ER.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it monthly. That means you got to come in.
Starting to look over in that direction.
So between you and half, if y'all drop $2,500 each,
and whoever claims this spot
every month
is gonna get a ton of
be
points.
straight.
You'd imagine. I mean, everyone coming out of Montenuevo proper will have to fight for it. That's for sure. FaZe actually the ones leaving now, saying we don't want to stay here. They heard Arena pulling up. That we know Navi is just over on the other side.
If y'all can recruit somebody else in, then y'all can split it into thirds.
Freest third-party opportunity ever. Let's not give them that.
That's all I need, bro. All I need. I don't need much.
Yeah. This is what you're given to work with when you're east of Mont. Sorry,
Y'all recruit other people in, and you can split it in thirds.
One of the spots of all time.
Or fourths.
Or
fifths.
Full sets and 17.
And eventually the number gets down so low that it's not even that big of a deal for y'all. It's like, oh no, I'm only dropping. I'm only dropping $100 a month. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and now
You know.
Shabu goes down as well, and that is 17 down to
You
just
spend that on your energy drinks you get every day.
Take up to get the flush and Xiaobei as well. Little Ghost does get one in return. Theodol had just gone on his feet. Will be taken down once more. Your more util being deployed now by 7-7. Little Ghost to try and buy time for a potential rest to come through, but it's not going to happen. Both of them will.
Tell your wife you're
fall
helping the
into
less
hands of
fortunate.
Belmoth.
It's a tax write-off.
the south side, Gen G.
I can create a. I can create a.
So we'll keep an eye on that. 7-7 and Lil Ghost still leading with
I can create a charity and then
back on his feet once again. Belmoth will get
embezzle the money out of it.
Not able to get him
Something
back up as Tigger gets spotted out. Good shots from him, but Flash
Wouldn't
with
do
the
that.
low
That's
round gets
stupid.
Lil Ghost, Lil HP. But
Just
he's
tell
able
her
to
it's a
dive
charity.
behind the ridge.
There's so many open angles.
boy, yeah.
Exactly.
That'll make me a
4M on one
non-profit.
side, Twisted
see
Minds on the
everything
other.
right now.
Exactly. You're so exposed to. As soon as you
500
peek over
on
that
Twitch
red
right
line,
now
you
is
are revealing
crazy.
yourself to effectively half the lobby, if not even more. Nice nade lopped on over. 7-7 down to low on HP. Should be a push to come through as well. Flash able to get one, and that's going to be 17 out in 16th place. Only now do we lose
500 a month already on Twitch is crazy.
That southern side too.
Been losing players, but we haven't been able to. Haven't lost a whole team until 17. There's Bean gets back on his feet. Gen G back up
Yeah.
to full strength. The arena though down to just Jake.
We all going through hard times.
The rest of that squad has been taken
I just
out.
don't know
Navi,
about the
though, you
500 a
see
month
still
on
that
Twitch.
wide split. Sosid has that
Because,
wide angle. Do
in
they
my
even know
opinion,
he's there? I'm not
if
even
you're
sure
sending
he's taking a
somebody
shot.
$500 a month on,
Circle, it's going to pop. Important
I
one.
say normal is about 80.
Do we go into the open? Oh, wow. We go east.
It'd be better to donate
This is
money to them instead of
arguably
send
the
it to them on
toughest
Twitch.
circle we could get off of this. We're
Subscription,
forcing
because
effectively everybody
Twitch is taking half of it.
into the open.
Right off the
Monty
bat.
wiped out the entire south side of that
Right
road.
off the bat,
Up too.
taking half.
Meanwhile, the revived duo from
You're
Bird
donating.
making
That's-
their
that's
way
good.
from the south side of Monte Nuevo. They've already taken out Shrimp.
Oh.
They're still taking a fight with the Falcons as we cut back to this fight that has ceased to end. It's
Tommy gun
Lucaretta
push?
pushing with the Tommy. Rello with the shotty, though. It's going to be too much. He'll get the knock. He'll get the flush. And now it is down to just one of the mighty polar bears to try to take the fight here to Alcacia.
What do you do if you're Corexi? Now is maybe the time to put up that C4 and just go down with them. I'm not sure Corexi has level 3 gear. So, should be able to fight for a bit. Has Flash in hand, going to bounce it off the side as well. Not going to try and make a play off of it, though.
Nicely timed flash, though.
Yeah, but why didn't he peek with it?
Yeah, well, I think he was throwing it out there to go for the reposition. I don't think he was
where?
expecting the push. Well, yeah.
Where are you gonna
question,
where are you gonna get a better fight than what he just had there? That's the thing. I mean, I love the utility usage, and players have gotten so much better at the economy behind it. But we still see a lot of times. I feel like a lot of flash usage in situations where it's not going to grant you much. And now, now you're on the southern side of the building where Twisted Minds has a perfect line of sight on you, and just like that, Corexi falls. I thought that was the place to take the fight on that northern side, but happens.
It was just a series of bad choices, really. Honestly, like, what are you going to do? You push on the other side where they're all looking for you, or you
Yeah,
try
that's
to
wild.
take your chances and hope
They're
that
back.
you can drop a smoke and avoid the line of sight of Twisted Minds. But unfortunately, that was not to be. Meanwhile, full sense open field engagement with Bagel Pa.
Definitely. Flash peeking over. Tigger trying to smoke off because they know that Bagel Pa is going to be pushing down this direction. And again, they are still visible to Twisted Minds, so can't really aggress too hard on this one. Hoping now just that Bagel Pa is going to fall to the hands of somebody else.
The Falcons finally rid themselves of the duo from Buriram. And, I mean, they caused some problems. Falcons just down to 2. And they still got to fight their way into this next zone with Team Liquid in a perfect gatekeeping location. And see, they are not feeling too great. And Kiss is still on the other side of the road. And the rest of Forest tried to make a push, and Team Liquid on top of that.
Yeah, there's complete shutdown on the other side of the circle. I say that, but actually, Kiss and Skybeam able to get one apiece. But, yeah, they fall immediately after. Just too hot to fight. I mean, you're trying to take the fight to a team right in front of you, but there's so many teams set in perfect position to engage at a distance. Kiss now. It's going to be a fight for the blue. They both have jammer packs, so they can stay alive for a bit, and Kiss does do it. Finishes them off and will fall to the blue himself. I'd say that, but nope, jammer pack. It's going to keep him alive at least for a little while longer.
Keeps him in it. Scappy off on the northern side of this road. but he's been spotted out as well as the circle is collapsed, and now it's going to start ticking pretty hard. Yep, there you go. You can see immediately once that new circle pops. Kiss is it's a full-time job healing up at this point. Oh, well, that helps. He's got like 3 first aids just lying on barrels right there.
Yep, not going to be complaining about that. You can, of course, heal your way through phase 6. A C4 now. Put up. Will he commit me here? You got 3 kills lined up for you if you send it forward.
That is easy pickings. But I mean, if
there we go.
Oh, Guyon.
Beep of doom. Does the cow go far enough?
Oh,
push!
Keep going! It's going! It's going! Oh, it's perfectly placed from Guyon! He got it right at the peak of the hill. What a play from Begopa!
That was the perfect amount of speed to just casually stroll over the hilltop.
Goodness. It's like if you ran out of gas and you just perfectly had the exact amount of speed to get up over that curb into the gas station.
No
That was
counterplay.
beautiful stuff from Guyon.
Yep, nothing they could do in the side of full sense there, other than just look into the eyes of the demon and fall to it. Here we see a jump shot from Atron, which, by the way, guys, this will be, depending on the server we were playing PGC on, the last time you get to see a jump Panzerfaust shot, because that has just been patched in the newest patch. So,
there you go, patch updates.
Save it for the history books. It's gonna be gone.
Well, Team Liquid sticking around in the blue a little bit there to launch these mortars into, well, pretty much nowhere. But meanwhile, you see a couple of teams really finding angles on each other.
Yeah, Hot Take.
That's on the south side of this new circle. They do have a hill in between them, but it's not much. And so Team Liquid.
That's the real problem in reality with
cover that they can.
Yeah. It's
people on Twitch, man, they're fake, right?
Up high, from the likes of 4AM on the backside
and I say that,
Tongue peeks over, finds the double, and finally Expendables eliminated.
I say that with
place, given the early shenanigans that they put on,
because you only see.
In good fashion.
I'll figure out where 4AM.
Because we're not friends outside of Twitch, right? I mean, we could be, but nobody's. I mean, the only person that I know outside of Twitch now that I talk to outside of Twitch, and outside of Discord, is Camaro and sometimes Vinny, right? So they know more. Those two know more about my actual personality, my actual life than the people that are on Twitch full time. That
on Screen Perfectix, they were able to find him right as it happened. So
that are people that are viewers on Twitch, right?
Because they get the first one down, you have to imagine they're going to come into this.
I'm pretty much the same person, but I'm not going to say that I don't clean up my stuff.
They're slowing down once more, respecting the smoke.
Yeah, trying to go for the res in the smoke.
Case, I'm not gonna say that I don't clean up.
Just kind of shoddy, if we're being honest. The grenades
some of my
way too far.
ideologies.
Oh no, that was not intentional. He wanted to get it over the ridge, but it didn't go far enough. Did not go far enough. Face eliminated. Twisted Minds.
Yeah, you gotta hit the Twitch TOS.
Team Liquid, I mean,
you gotta hit
to really get anything going,
the TikTok TOS and the YouTube TOS and the Kick TOS, which there's no Kick TOS anymore. That's pretty much a thing of the past. They don't give a shit what you do on Kick over there.
And it's a straight up.
But it's like
versus Twisted Minds, if they can get Longs back on his feet. And the thing you got to notice the most about 4AM, it hasn't really been a one-man show. It's been everybody contributing. Shen
what I'm saying is,
high ground right now, keeping
you have absolutely no idea
to stay back
what a person is like in real life, right?
Push onto 4AM while they were a little bit beaten.
My main concern for the sake of this,
they can come on here and be like, "Oh, I'm struggling so much. Woe is me. Oh no!" And then have.
Wouldn't it be usual?
A damn
normal at this point if they came out and
have thousands of dollars in the bank, but you would never know because of their online personality persona.
12 nades with Shen here. Yeah, you see. Okay, I guess our utility count is working now, but 12 nades for Twisted, and so they stand to benefit the most.
Yeah.
This keeps going to another couple of zone pops here, but. You can see they're still spreading.
Because I find it wild as well. I think
exactly where every one of the 4AM
that someone can tell me that they're struggling.
Aggressive they can afford to be.
That they, are struggling to make it, and then doing a giveaway for a $400 $500.
Longs wasn't going to be able to get up there in time, and in fact, he wasn't. Now he's there, but what was one 1v1 now becomes another.
But, you know, they say, oh, I need the money, but, and then they do a damn giveaway. Not sale, but a giveaway of a damn $1,000 GPU or a $500 CPU or something like that. I'm like, do you need the money? Or are you taking the money that we're giving you and then buying this stuff to do a giveaway to boost your algorithm to try to get people more people to join?
Quote unquote buying time, but buying time for what? I mean, Atongwu and Xiaolu, they're not really looking to go anywhere. So right now he's just isolated. He came up to help to fortify in Shen's position, but now he's been isolated by his teammates. Twisted Mind's well aware of this. Maybe honestly, Twisted Mind's thinking there's got to be two of them.
It's a bold strategy. It works.
Would he be sat there on his own?
Yeah, this is.
You see, they're looking for it. They're maybe as confused as we are.
I guess this is the safety play from 4AM because they're really, I mean, they're not being active. They're not trying to find different angles. They're not trying to see if they can.
Hey man, I tried to reach out to you outside of Discord, Twitch, online, but no.
We're gonna try to play this as
I did.
possible.
I said, I text trying to message me. No, I'm leaving the whole fucking country. Can't do this anymore.
They've got Longs pinned to the wall. Batu holding the backside and just waiting for a flank that will never.
I'm gonna go to an Arabic nation just to get away from Hate. I can't deal with this.
Perfectix 0 kills this game, 800 damage. Batul and
I know you're pointing that out because
damage.
you got him on your fantasy.
Of course I do, but still, 0 kills but 800 damage. Just goes to show what a terror.
Going to hang out with some radical Islamists.
Every single team on this server, everyone, as soon as you pushed out of Monte proper, they were sat there shooting at everyone.
Yeah, that
500 for Lou as well.
That hillside spot that they had just allowed them to just free farm.
Oh yeah, there's room.
Into just everybody going. I mean, I feel like a lot of that was damage that was pumped into either Alcacia or Virtus Pro for a long time. But
you know, they're always looking for a few good men in their half.
That's a rarity. Let's see. They're pushing further forward. 4AM has willingly given up high ground control. And now we'll leave it into the utility. Maybe that's the play. Maybe they knew that Twisted had utility to work with, or they just backed off. I'm not sure. From having played so confident throughout, 4AM are now just...
It's all good, dude. I didn't need anything. There was nothing I needed.
If they can get one here,
yeah,
I think you're
in the right direction. Obviously, you see Lou an example working as a duo, though. They're not going to get. They know this man is here.
Your mom? Maybe Hate. Somebody send me something from the school, right?
That's half HP now.
Yep, there you go.
Easy knock for Lou. As Twisted Minds. I mean, they're just making 4AM do whatever they want them to. Yep, Xiaolu gonna go down now, and now it is all down to Atongmu. See if he can get something.
All 4 of them turned you down. They came out of the woodwork when you took your ass up. Yeah.
It's gonna be sent over in that
I
direction.
wish they would have turned me down.
Force Batu back, but it's not gonna matter. Perfectix will put a grenade in his pocket, and Twisted Minds get the match win.
Clinical execution by Twisted, as we...
Gentlemen, Toffees, it does not bode well for the lobby that Twisted Minds, our EWC champions, has 39 points off the 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. That's not what you want to see. We said it at the start, and now both of them are at the top of the leaderboard, and I expect that to continue. Both of these teams, Martin, when they get started strong, they never really let off of that gas because their strategy is working. Their system is
lit under the seats of chance of that.
Will we see a new winner rise?
Well, there could be a chance of that happening. Who it's going to be, though, time will tell as the fire is lit
no.
under the seats of Tago.
It wasn't that they didn't want the liability. That's not what it was.
We'll get to see Bagel Pod this time. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm hoping. Very southern plane
because
this time around. So Northern Ireland
there are people
right out. But if
that had the same condition.
Our circles,
while in the service,
they don't care about where you think they should go. They will
and they're still in.
Just about anywhere they please.
Had nothing to do with not wanting the liability of someone that has happened to them in the past. Had nothing to do with that.
Looks okay.
I mean, today would be the day if anything happens.
Because as long as you healed, as everything is good, there's no liability, right? Let me tell you where the liability for them fell into. If they accepted your condition, right, and brought you in, it would then be
always love a good hot draw time. Well, Forrest will take
their responsibility to pay for any medical care for that.
Already Fex and Vard already in position to see if they can spot
Up
somebody
to
out.
and not so. Yeah, they had to pay you for life for it. Exactly. So it was like they're gonna pay you VA benefits for something that didn't happen in service, and they're not going to accept that. As far as personal liability, like. As far as the personal liability of you not being able to perform and take care of your brethren, you wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been an issue. But they didn't want to pay for it forever, so that was the issue.
Baron is the last player left alive. All phase members back on their feet. Get a little bit more looting done as they carefully progress through every single building, trying to figure out exactly where Baron might be.
When you get a 4-0, I mean, a 3-0 thus far, you do not take chances. That's not where you get greedy and go, oh, yeah, guys, we got him now. Woohoo, we got them. And then all of a sudden he's set with a shotgun waiting or a UMP. Sparran catches James Cross in. Now, there is a rest station here. So unless if a third team pulls up soon and engages, which, according to the map feed, I'm not seeing anyone. Bagopa is in a position from where they could. FaZe wins this one. 4-0, clean sweep. Curious to see if Forrest is going to give this a go again tomorrow.
Don't even have to get the revive station warmed up. You can just get James back on his feet here as we see the circle did pop, and it is going to be a 50-50 circle off to the west. So 50% down south of the river, 50 off to the north. So Team Liquid sees a big chunk off.
Did the Army. I was never interested in the Marines.
But that is actually, I can't tell which member from Twisted Minds that is. It's Lou. Looks like Lou might be hanging out in Yongshan.
You know what really grinds my gears about this pull-up the more I think about it? We just complimented Forest Gaming for having such an insane game one on Miramar. They were so smart, out on the edge, taking their time, really good in their fighting.
What language was that? Crayon?
Risk it all for a 0-point game. It's I don't know. Maybe honestly.
And you how
as a result of it,
did they have your favorite color crayon? Is that what it was?
We can take
you
the
can
fight
tell
to
me.
anyone. And if that's the case, fair enough. Sometimes you got to go out and test your bravery, I suppose, and your skills against some of the best. But in this case, I don't know, man. There was so much more to fight for.
Certainly a choice.
Yeah.
A choice as we check back in on just how Twisted Minds did what they did, that voodoo that they do so well. It was just, I mean, that position that they took.
It's a great pitch, but it's not really a thing anymore, bud.
As well, and they were just kind of able to just free farm from up there for the majority of the map. I mean, we saw them have so much influence on the fights going down, and then 4 a.m. at the end, kind of going out with a whimper.
I mean, when do Twisted Minds ever throw a piece of util that doesn't do damage? Like, they never miss. They literally never miss.
Marines are by far the most disciplined of the services.
Utility usage in esports or PUBG esports a couple of years back, and they just have not looked back since. They've only gotten better.
See, I'm gonna be cool.
Be cool.
And I'm not gonna mention Team Liquid and the Team Liquid /TSM/STK/5 other things in their history, but at least in the Americas, that was our util kings for the longest time. But we do have an interview, I believe.
Hi, welcome to the interview. I'm Lisa. I'm here with Stream the Wiz from Falcons. So congratulations on kicking off the first chicken dinner and getting 5 kills. So guys actually have been performing really well throughout the year. Actually back to PGS 7, 8, EWC. You guys happened to always get 3rd place. So for this game, are you confident to break the strain of 3rd place finishers and get that trophy back?
Absolutely. I think the motto for this is 1st or 16th. Anything else doesn't really matter to us. We just want to win. That's it. And we've been putting in all the work, so that's the plan.
All right, get that trophy for Team Falcons. All right, good luck, and back to the casters.
Thank you very much, boys and girls. And yeah, that's very Ricky Bobby mentality from the Falcons. If you're not first, you're last. And we'll see if it holds true all the way through the tournament. So far, so good for them, at least through 2 Erangel games, as we see them kind of making their way across Shipyard right now.
Yeah. Safe rotations for Falcons, maybe actually setting up a camp here as well. Try and see if anyone's going the other direction. But with this circle, I'd be surprised if anyone was coming west to east over Shipyard. But, of course, stopping, scouting, making sure that the path is safe. And then they'll be good. Ooh, well, Lynx, give that to Alcacia. I'm sure they'll be happy. We saw MG3 in there as well a moment ago.
Good lord, 3 freaking
riveting. And then a killing suit.
There you go. Hey, and 90 rounds of 5.56.
There was 3 level 3 helmets in that one.
Doesn't look like they're going for it just yet. Being
thing.
Probably a smart decision because Gen G is right down the road on their west. As we check back in with FaZe over in Buksansa after taking out Forest. Get a quick recap of what happened. It happened so quick, we could probably watch the whole fight.
Look at this first knock, you see. That was why I was giggling when it happened. So James comes around the corner, gets the safety, but as that happens, Fex just comes out and goes, guys, what's going on over here? It's instantly mid by 2 bullets to the head. Oh, you love it when he's aiming for one guy and knocks another.
Beautiful grenade there by Vard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but most of those crates that drop like that have a bunch of helmets in them anyway.
Next time, we'll see. It's only one map, so, you know, that's...
I mean, they sat in third.
So, I mean, not bad.
Sat in third. I mean, if you're going to do it, now's the time, right?
Top loot is nice, though.
Not having to drastically make up a big point different. Well, although I say that, and
it's already happening.
Mine's already 39 points. So, yeah, definitely probably don't want to be gifting points over to
that is
like
for sure.
FaZe Clan.
Now, one thing we haven't talked about too much is
me
this
personally,
first circle we've been
my personal opinion,
right
there should only be crate. There should only be 3 gear in the main crate. And crate weapons in the main crate. Everything else should have support stuff.
Where are we going? North, south?
Oh boy, you put this pressure on me. You know what? I almost feel like it's going to go north.
Great,
honestly.
As we know, red zones predict circles.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
Red zones and care package drops.
Shouldn't be able to get.
Always.
Also,
shouldn't be able to get a P90, an ARM, and a
giving them they aren't good enough to win on their own merit. They need
an MG3 in the same.
No, I just
in the same drop.
Look, if anybody's smart enough to know where this circle's going to go, it's going to be the boys from Twisted.
Fair.
And hey, and just right underneath them is Team Liquid, so I have a lot of faith in them as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Saw their kill stats there as well as Alcacia. Now, well, they got a touch and weave for a moment as a red zone is, in fact, right on top of them. That's what you get for getting a Lynx and attack stock. You get a red zone, and now it's going to go even further north.
You're welcome.
Yep.
You know,
it's the price you pay.
Exactly. You know, if that's the price you got to pay, I think they're willing to pay it almost every time. As we got another red zone up to the north, so the red zone predicting the circle shift theory, as long as it goes back north, is going to be huge. As Tosi is going to spot out Alo, Team Liquid expanding their split into no man's land, and they will lose Alo for it.
Yeah, Tosi heard the vehicle initially, sat on the rock, waited for a follow-up to come through, and nothing Alo can do to try and respond to that. And
I didn't set it.
That matter. Just get out of there as fast as you can. Hope that your jump scare didn't flip any.
I didn't turn that on today.
That you have on the table.
Hopefully not. Well, FaZe, after leaving Buksansa, are going to be making their way into the very far south side here of this circle, just on the eastern edge of Hosan. But they've got Navi just ahead of them.
I knew I forgot something.
See FaZe stop down on a hillside, do a little pre-scouting, figure out where they want to go. No hurry, as they are in zone. And really, we're just kind of waiting to see if this is going to go north, if it's going to go south. VP already popping the E pickup just in case.
We talk about north.
There you go. It's working again.
This circle just went straight west.
What if?
There is a teeny tiny island out there. I know I've been doing it on Miramar for so long. Imagine if it just went west. It's probably not going to happen, but that would be hilarious if it did. Virtus.pro, great timing on the E-pick up here. They're going to get in the air right as the circle pops, so they can always hop off if they don't want to. We are going west to some extent, but it's a southern one of that, so get out of there, let the pilot fly on his own. And with that, everyone sent it into the open.
Boy, I tell you what, as soon as that shift popped in, you could hear the mumbles and the murmuring and the comms from the guys behind us. Nobody really anticipating that one. As you already see another E-pickup popped in here as we check in with the Expendables making their way by Fisher Camp. They do have full sense just on their south side here as well.
We've been here before on the global stage. I believe last year PGC T1 had an incredible game in this area of the map, actually with Liquid right next to them as well. So a tough one here to play in the open. I like where Fullsend is currently going. There are some rolls and hills up in and around this area that you can utilize for a while. So expecting to see them maybe split up and try and stop here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Everyone's going to be coming in. But that whole middle section between where Tigger is and the ridge down south, for now, it's just too open to utilize at all. So not a whole lot of space to maneuver.
Yeah, you can see Bury around 4 deep in the compound, and they are defending their territory. They force Gen G away, and that's going to force Gen G back over to the bridge, where they're going to run into Team Liquid, and they will take down Sparking as Luke 12 comes through. He'll get the knock on a Bean. Breeze on past, and at least we'll try to hop out. Maybe. No, I don't even think he's going to get the opportunity to do that, to try to go for the flush. Looks like Luke's just going to try to survive as long as that car, that flaming vehicle will allow him to.
Yeah. Not easy. Second time they lose players to Gen G.
Now Falcons.
Falcons now. I mean, they had Kick over here already in the glider, scouting forward. You see, actually, he was the one to get the flush onto Sparking as well. So from way up high, able to claim 1 point early on. He will now, at least should now, see this Twisted Minds rotation coming in from Bahag as well, knowing now and to feed that info across to his teammates that we got to be fast about this because there's a team following us.
That's a really nice play for Kickstart. I mean, when you get to these competitions at this level that are decided by 1 or 2 points, and 1 or 2 kills could make the difference between tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
The ability, the wherewithal and the ability to just kind of seat swap, flush that point out is absolutely huge. So
incredible.
We'll see if this grenade is going to fall onto Tosi. No, it's going to be just a bit short. H-Win will try again. We're fishing.
Yep. Fishing, but not good enough. Not enough arm on that one. Got to go back to the gym, H-Win. I say that knowing that the Falcon Sports are in the gym literally every single day. But make it double reps, 2 reps a day. Nonetheless.
Definitely gym rats.
Yep. Nonetheless, Falcons, and this is what I was worried about. Twisted Minds are now starting to shoot at them from one side. You have Fullsend creeping in from the other. Gen G, that
no,
could not be any worse. Got dominoed by himself.
Hey, you don't like to see that. The Doritos are spicy today. As H1 will continue to keep those. Oh, that's a good grenade from Tosi. Just gets all these. You're going to throw 5 at me. I'll throw 1 at you. Show you how it's done.
Yep. Could it shift back north?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's still not flushed. So you see the Falcons are starting to kind of gather themselves. But Twisted Minds, as you said. Oh, my goodness. Shrimpsy. Beautiful grenade work from him. And Gen G are in trouble. They've got Tosi and Bean up. But you can see that where they're at.
Yep, H-Win down, he's in the water. Tig is down there as well. Kick is still in the glider. He needs to get out of that thing and get back on land soon to try and help his teammate out on close. Circle is going to go towards the water once more. Actually keep Twisted Minds in on the northern side. But it's inevitably, you'd imagine, next Circle going to come back towards the south. Look at this, and every single team outside that has to come in, half the server not inside this circle, and they have literally got half a circle to play around.
Wow, Twisted with the slow play. It's paying off really nicely here as Lou will take away Tosi, and now it's just Bean left for Gen G, hiding around on that bridge side. We'll see how long he can stay alive. I mean, you mentioned there's not a lot of teams off to the north that are making their way in.
No.
So most of the action you got to imagine is coming here from the south side.
I mean, you might honestly be better off going north on this one and swimming across at some point. At least you get potential placement points off of it, because there's really nothing to fight for.
They have to do Orca dirty like that? Why do we got to get the replay of him smashing himself with a Dorito?
Yeah, should have been even slower.
Ugh.
Even slower. 17, they're saying, you know what, nah, there's no entry in this circle on the southern side. Like, out on that peninsula, because it squeezes in right at the end of the swamp, your space of approach is just, like, that bottleneck is so thin that just 2 teams can, I mean, force you off completely. So 17 going north, but they're going to run into the exact same situation here. Na'Vi is there, VP is here. This is, they're stuck behind the MEA.
And there's another situation down here as well. FaZe running into Bagopah. They do find Sungjang, and that'll take him down as 17 trying to make their way through that gauntlet that you just mentioned. The only good thing they got going for him right now is that Na'Vi can't really devote their full attention if they have a knocked player. And it looks like Virtus Pro maybe just doesn't have the angles until now. The spray will come through.
Dude, I'm all about streamer fails.
Staying alive.
They're going to exactly where 4AM and Bagopah is currently positioned. They're seeing this fight take place now as well, so it's going to be a jousting situation, driving straight past one another. No one gone down of that commotion just yet, but where do you set up shop? If you go one step too far, you're running straight into the open arms of Fullsend.
Oh my God, everything Everybody is here, everything everywhere all at once as 17 will have to settle for the smallest of dips as they are getting peppered by Full Sense from range. They've got Shen right on top of them with grenades. They've got Thanadol landing one as well. This is not looking good for 17.
Nah, this is easy pickings. Nothing they can do in this circle. So reminiscent of that game 1 they had where you just rotate yourself to death. There was nowhere for them to take a fight. The blue was closing in on them. They're just caught behind way too many teams that also didn't dare to make the aggressive play.
Now, to their credit, they've managed to keep 2 alive here so far.
True.
So Xiaowu and 7700 still have utility left to send, as it looks like Full Sense may have been tapped dry here, and they're just going to have to retreat through the smokes while they still have a chance. So 17, while it was rough, while it was very, very difficult, it looks like for the most part they should be okay with that duo.
Yep, Circle, pretty much the only place it could go by trying to eliminate as much water as possible. Gonna go south. The Observer say, I can see it just right down to Liquid. You already got one, and this is easy rotation, right? Maybe not so much. Those fields ain't always that easy to maneuver in a vehicle when you have Buram and E-Arena on each their side.
We do have that ridge line
there. Yeah, but how in the world do you get there
it's
without
not great.
being
Well,
peppered?
I mean, all of a sudden, unless I don't think Buriram has full. They might have full vision over that. We'll see. We'll see where Team Liquid does decide to go in the end. But right now, FaZe Clan, they've fought their way in from the south side. They're a little bit split here, taking 2 fights.
Yeah.
With the Virtus Pro and E-Arena. Meanwhile, Lyric's not really a part of this one.
Exactly.
And Twisted Minds does eventually have to make their way across the bridge, but by this point, it's pretty free and clear. And 17, well, we spoke too soon. Thanadol still had another grenade left in the bag, and that's going to be enough to take them down.
Good job by Full Sense as well to clear out this area of the map. If they can dislodge 4AM as well, and even without, honestly, they have a really good amount of buffer space right now. As long as they can hold out against Twisted Minds and Falcons once they up to make the circle in from that northern side, they are looking very good in this game.
This is looking like that aggressive positioning that we've seen from Full Sense when they have big games. Na'Vi trying to make the rotation. They're going to run into a split the Expendables and be forced down to the south. That's going to force them right into the jaws of the Polar Bears. Corexi has to hop in, but it doesn't matter. Hackatory gets the seat swap. Nixie has the flanking angle, though. Ferris is going to find Corexi, get the flush at least, while Hackatory has been knocked, as Nixie's going to get spotted through the grass by Soset.
Pixel perfect peek from Soset there finds Nixie, and once again Virtus Pro in trouble. I know we're only 2.5 games in, but VP yet to get anything
or was it
going
Twisted?
at all.
I guess that had to be Twisted. Yeah, it's Twisted. TSM's not in.
They got nothing to show for there, and now looking at yet another 0-pointer.
Bad news for Na'Vi as Extends was their trailing man. He gets spotted out by the Expendables, so he gets knocked. Falcons get wiped out by Bean by himself. The solo player from Gen G. Have we seen some solo heroics from Gen G this tournament so far? Well, we get to see some more there as Extends will get flushed out by Beamy, so that's at least 1 more point picked up here for Virtus Pro, but a good grenade from Clories ends their run.
Yep, falls immediately after Clories. From throwing 1 nade, peeks right over to the remaining players on that side right after, but realizes now there's too much circle to play for. Look at the northeast control that the Expendables have right now as well, looking very, very good up here. Issue is that as much space as they have, they can't really contest, they can't really play around it as Ponce finds his double.
What a mortar shot, bro.
A number of fights going on the south side here.
That was a complete accident.
As Cowboy with the big gun will spot out Opons. Can he do anything about Lyrics and Jacob? As the Expendables, I mean, they are just flexing right now. You can hear them screaming in the background. They are feeling themselves here, but look at this. New circle pops, and everything to the northwest is going to come to a head. Let's see what Twisted Minds has in the bag.
They got to take the fight straight to Full Sense, and they got to do it fast, because now they're starting to realize that Buram is pulling up on this one as well. 3 teams entangled on the northwestern side. Same thing happening towards the south face. All for the fight between Al-Qadsiya and
not all mortar shots are luck. Some of them are really good. Some of them are calculated and playing. But that one, to catch the guy as he was driving, was 100% luck.
Circle. Again, I mean, they have a pretty decent spot up on that northern side.
Able to get Batulins back on his feet, so they're back up to full strength. They do have that snake in the grass behind them, and Bean, who is already proven to be very venomous. As there you go, Flash will go down. So full sense, they were looking strong and confident until they ran into the buzzsaw of the lobby, Twisted Minds.
6 kills and as confident as ever. They're hitting everything from one fight. I mean, they barely even get a chance to breathe before they start shooting at the next guys. Buram tried to leave this fight altogether, but Twisted saying, hey, you ain't going nowhere, trying to pull them back in their direction.
Absolutely not. 6 kills now, 4 in the bag for Perfectix, and they still have to make their way into this zone. While the Expendables still working around on that north side. That might be the next fight we have coming up. But Cowboy is still collecting points for Al Qudsiya here on the south side. He manages to take one away from FaZe. Might be able to get another one if he gets close enough.
I mean, I say he's incognito with his ghillie suit, but then he also has the loudest gun in the game. The MG3 Lynx combo, not something you see too often, but he's making it work. Only 72 bullets to work with to try and take down the duo of Vard and Gustav here. Now, tanking blue as well. This is going to hurt. They don't see him on the side. The finds one, finds the double as well. Cowboy unstoppable.
He gets 2. He'll get the kills as well. Make sure you collect those points, young man. You've earned them. Fex, the last player left alive for FaZe Clan. He is already in the zone. He was their foothold in the zone while they tried to clear out everything on the south side, but it didn't matter when Cowboys got the bullet hose.
Solo player left alive, racking up points for Al Qudsiya. What an insane ace to have in your pocket in a game that could have easily been a 0-pointer.
All right, Twisted Minds has made their way in. They have a tenuous hold on some foothills over here in the northwest. Team Liquid will get flushed out by Ruse from Buriram, so that'll be them down in 10th place. We're down to 21 alive, 9 teams left up. Buriram still making their way in. They've lost 1, but they have collected a couple of kills for themselves. They are going to be heading down towards the south side here as we once again see a full-strength 4-man 4 AM in their way.
Definitely this
No, I'm not.
A bit more quiet than the other one. They came in, rotated their nuke. We have to lay low. Like, we're going to lay low while the chaos unfolds around us, and then by the end of it, when it gets a little more quiet, that's when we start flexing out with the numbers advantage, with our helmets and vests intact, and maybe some util to work with too. So look to see 4 AM as quiet as they have been thus far. Try and take a fight real soon. Bean trying to heal, but he's being suppressed by Hakatori from all players on the opposite side of the circle, and Example finds him in the end.
Does go down, yep, but look how low he got Example. Okay, Bean, well, Twisted Minds, man, nothing easy for them this game. They have been chasing these zones
for sure
since the word go, and now they've got to try to find a way in here with 4 AM once again in their way.
The scary thing is, I mean, you say it's been gone against them for Twisted Minds. This is how they like to play the game. Stay on the edge, take fights to wounded teams, get good third-party opportunities, and punish them instantly. So you try to put them in the worst-case position on the map, and they go, we actually kind of like it here.
It seems to work out well for them. Well, Buriram are wrapping around down to the south side, where Na'Vi have 2 wrapping around, looking to see if they can spot out Cowboy, but Cowboy's just healing through the blue for as long as he's able right now before eventually going down to it, I imagine. Guyon gets spotted out by Batu. Big shots from the big leader of Twisted Minds. Not going to be enough to get him, as we see Na'Vi. I think they may have spotted out Buriram, and this might be the extent of the control that they want to have over this southeastern side.
Yeah, Buriram's going to be playing it slow as well here. They're inside circle now. Just wait and see the next one. Don't get knocked. Don't allow for anyone to lobinate in from any distance. We know we're treading snake fields in the middle of this one. You have both Fex and Guyon. They're proned out, probably with some utils to work with.
Shout out to FaZe. I mean, despite the fact that they got absolutely murked by Cowboy, they got 9 kills on their way up to 3rd place. And Fex is still in this thing. Could still add to that total here as the Expendables are in grenade range for the solo Guyon. As he gets 1, can he get the other Tanvu back on his feet? We'll try to, I think they got the initial knock onto Hakatori. Yeah, and they're going to actually get it stolen away by 4 AM. So Expendables will try to reset off of this as 4 AM and Twisted Minds now squaring off.
Big fight. Can Expendables try and engage in this? Twisted Minds is doing this now because of the knock on Expendables. They know they have
Hold on.
41 to the rest. They can't fully look our way. We gotta take this fight right now. Is Goyon in the center of the circle with a mortar? What in the world am I watching?
An absolute Chad. Guyon all by himself. He's like, yeah, screw it.
He's finding people too.
And he hits Tanvu. Oh my
It's
goodness.
a solo in the center of the circle with a mortar and not a care in his life.
Why not? Why not, Guyon? You do you, buddy. You got this. Example gonna get the knock and flush. The flock.
The
I guess we'll call it. It's what my brain wanted to call it. Guyon, though, still alive, still scrapping, as he has that defensible cover to hide behind. He's dead center
now.
circle once again on the shift, as Lou will get taken down and flushed out by Xiaolu.
Yep, circles keep creeping. He's
The
honestly...
Lou violences.
Xiaolu able to stay put in this one even after the vehicle explosion too, and they just want to clear him out. They want to play backs free, but it's not possible right now. There's simply too many opponents around them.
Yeah, Buriram really flexing out right now on that western side. They got to find a way to get in. They haven't run into the snake effects yet either. He's still down there hiding. Xiaolu is still got that hard cover. The smokes will keep him alive a little bit longer. Perfecting, so looking over in that direction. Spraying through the cloud to see if he can maybe find the kill, as Bagelpod will finally go down. Guyon's reign of terror comes to an end.
Valiant effort from Guyon, able to get into placement points as well. Again, you can't request much from a solo player, but any single point he gets to make it a not 0-point game could be a big difference maker.
Not only that, but it was hilarious, and that is half the battle. As we see Perfectix still just holding down that angle. He's got his shotgun rider with example. They've got 9 kills
bro.
already.
Should have just stayed in the building until all the shots went away.
Next zone before they finish off this man that would quite readily stab them in the back.
Ooh, maybe they get a little help from Buriram running on over. Maybe if they're even lucky. Oh, that's a great shot connected by Dimas. Able to connect once more. Not oftentimes see Perfectix getting humbled in a peak battle, but Dimas doing a good job there. In the end, Xiaolu will go down. Not a whole lot more he could do.
Oh my goodness.
Once again, it's Rips. I mean, Buriram coming in with ferocity here.
Goodness gracious. Navi will get eliminated there, but Perfectix the last player left alive, as he collects another one, gets the flush on Demasti. Perfectix the 5 points. There you go. Rules will finally finish him.
Did you look it up and see if anybody was streaming?
Zone in time before the damage is done. Meanwhile, sweet little Fex still hiding out in his defilade over off in the distance, and he has managed to get FaZe into second place with 9 kills. Does go down in the Expendables. Will get the win in match number 3.
They had a less than optimal start on Miramar today.
A special guest in good old Tigleton to talk about these leaderboards. How are you doing, mate? And what do you think of your third place? You do good. You get a lot of third places at internationals, actually.
Yeah, we seem to be one of the best, most consistent third place teams of all time.
How about the games overall, though? What have you made of them so far?
Honestly, it feels like if we don't kill Twisted, no one else is. The rest of the lobby needs to start, picking their hands up and throwing some punches back.
That's fair. That's fair.
You were saying that as James walked up next to you, and it's like looking like, do you see that? Like, we're trying too, buddy. We're trying too.
FaZe is trying to.
I was very happy to, I heard some screaming at the start of the match, and I thought maybe Forrest was winning the hot drop, and then I saw James got first blood, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go. Up the boys.
Give me that microphone a second. James, come back. What do you have to say about that? Second place at the moment.
Yeah, it was a good hot drop.
You like the hot drop? It was good. Yeah.
Wait, why am I talking into 2 mics? Stop.
But I like that. If somebody doesn't stop Twisted Minds, already I hear from the beginning, they're going to run with it. And I think that's very real here, especially if you have this amount of points after 3 games. That's actually kind of insane.
Shrimsy said if we're not first, it's a 1 or 16 mentality. Does that mean that you guys are willing to start hunting Twisted Minds and kicking them hard if they continue to do well?
I mean, from game 1, if you listen to our comm stream, I said, I want to kill Twisted.
I love that.
When Twisted's in the feed, let's go kill them. And we didn't do it. The game played out the way it did. We won the game. It was fine.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Tigleton. We'll let you go. Go back to the next games, as I will hold this that way for now. Okay. Away from my mouth as far as possible. But exciting kind of to see the perspectives here midway through the tournament from Tigleton, as well as apparently James.
And decide if you like which guy.
Yeah,
Tigleton?
like that hot drop, and they did smash it.
I was going to say, I'm glad that he popped up.
Points.
It was. I'm glad he popped up because it was a great hot drop. It was kind of unexpected, and then the absolute chaos and speed.
Twisted Minds lobby to lose. Again, 3 games in. Still got a lot of time left, but they are rolling right now, man.
And their track record isn't exactly bad on... I mean, honestly, they don't don't have a bad track record on any map. But Rondo ain't one of them.
Tough to find.
That's for sure.
Talk about Tingleton.
Once again, no double planes. Maybe they've just
Old
removed
Tiggy boy.
altogether. As we head pretty much straight west to east in this one.
One can hope.
Jatina City ending.
Jatina City.
Escalator ending.
We're still hoping for it. We're still hoping. When hope springs eternal. Well,
oh, sorry, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna bring up real quick that our currently top 5 after 3 games in kills are 4 Twisted Minds players and Kiss, which may explain the gusto to go hot drop there. Maybe
could be.
Maybe it was a Kiss call.
Very well could be, but it was
hey guys, I'm feeling
definitely a kiss goodbye for them in that one.
That it was.
As we now get to see Circle just a moment from now. Twisted Minds, of course, as always, landing and sharing Test Track / Neo's Factory with Na'Vi. Initially, they were fighting over it a bit. Initially, 17 was up there as well.
I think,
but they were like,
I don't know.
Let's not contest one another for this.
He said something about Tingleton was streaming last night.
But it looks like a
playing,
is going to pull away.
Was playing.
Hey!
Wow! Would you look at that?
This last night, so
you think
maybe I don't know.
happy about this one. Considering all the wild circles we've been seeing, we get to see a circle that we have seen a million times before. Everybody knows how they want to play this thing.
Now, it's not often we get team comps, but since I have you
Harmonic?
here with me
Oh, he's not a. I mean, well.
That's me.
We just heard Kick.
He was. He did play. He did play that, but
what do you think was probably you, H-Win?
Not a professional player.
What did H-Win do?
Yeah. All I heard was Kick said, it's probably you, H-Win. It's probably you. What did he do? What was probably H-Win? Chat, you can join in as well. Let us know. What do you think was probably H-Win? I'm not sure.
Knowing him as well as I do, there's a lot of possible answers to that question. Most of which I would say probably not suitable for stream.
And I do believe actually we have Falcon's watch party of you watch party today. So if you want the actual answers, you can hop on over there and probably go back in the VOD, see what they have to say.
Get a review.
I mean, he probably is.
There you go. Get to see the stats from the old Expendables after their match 3 victory. Once again, Tanvu up there, 515 damage. Man of the match.
Some things never change. Beast. Actual beast. It's so funny how from, I don't want to say one day to another, but the explosion of Expendables. I mean, APAC for the longest time was Cerberus, and Cerberus only. And then Expendables have a tournament and a half that's pretty decent, and then they come from that to dominance and then into PGC. I mean, it's just, and there's been no slowing down ever since. Here we see some of the highlights from Cowboy, who decided, you know what, I actually better when my entire team is dead. So, hey, what about that?
I'm sure Roth doesn't feel the same way, but I mean, this was what a spray from Opans there, and Jacob gets the third. I mean, that is a bold push from Alcacia. I mean, they had it. They really did, and it's just really, really good individual play from the Arena boys. Keeps them alive, and then fortunately for Alcacia and Cowboy, FaZe decides to come over and get involved, and he'll finish off Jacob before turning his attention over to FaZe. You can see Roth is so happy.
Good.
He is so happy to be playing with these guys.
I love that we're getting teeny tiny bits of voice comments in on these ones too. It's amazing. Absolutely incredible. Circle has popped a while back as we saw it, and so far no one has really opted to make quick moves. Again, and this comes to 90% being the Circle Center is quite, I don't know if this is a word in English, but unclaimable. There is really nothing to vie over. I mean, and even if there is anything, you know it's going to be taken by the first 2 teams that are there. So for everyone, I mean, look at 17, Forest, Buram. I could keep mentioning team names, but there's every single Edge team that would normally have moved in at this point or start moving now. They're still going, yeah, you know what? We'll take our time on this one.
Well, we got a chance to have an interview, so let's see who we got the chance to talk to this time.
ก็ส่วนตัวในทีมก็ดูแผนเรื่องวงมาเยอะครับแล้วก็พัฒนาเรื่องสกิลอะไรต่างๆมาเยอะมากครับเพื่อจะมาเก็บประสบการณ์ที่ PGS 9แล้วก็10เพื่อไป PGC ครับได้ครับเพราะว่าส่วนตัวคิดว่าทีมตั้งใจซ้อมมากๆแล้วก็ทำการบ้านกันหนักมากครับแล้วก็มั่นใจในเพื่อนร่วมทีมแล้วก็ตัวเองครับว่าทำได้แน่นอนก็ในส่วนนี้มีนักจิตวิทยามาช่วยเยอะมากครับแต่หนูช่วยได้เรื่องนี้เยอะมากจริงๆเวลาควบคุมสติควบคุมอารมณ์อะไรต่างๆเกมต่อเกมอะไรมานี่ครับ
It's been beautiful to see the Thai PUBG scene really rise. They've always been good when it came to their macro play, but individually, mechanically, some of the players have been struggling, I would say. Regionally, they have been struggling a bit in some of these global lobbies years past. But now, I mean, DPS. But recently, I mean, over the last year, ever since the rise of Daytrade and now Full Sense as well, it has been a joy to watch the Thai PUBG scene rise with it.
Absolutely, it's been a lot of fun watching Thanadol specifically. I mean, that's a kid that you know, when he came onto the scene, where everybody was talking about like, oh, this kid is cracked. Like mechanically, he's insane. And then, you know, it took a little while. He definitely didn't burst onto the scene the way, you know, some others have in the past. And it really feels like now that he's got this team built around him. Everything has just started clicking, and it's looking really, really nice for Full Sense.
Also, just, I mean, for the Thai region as a whole, it was always all Nerds, all Jacob, and then you see so many roster changes. Usually when you have an complete roster mania in a region, in this case in a country, it takes a while for it to settle. But I feel like right out of the gates, a lot of these teams have just come out so much stronger, as if it was the final piece of the puzzle that 6 teams made roster changes, and then everything worked out.
This is a no-fly zone. Mr. Xiaowu, he's actually going to get knocked pretty low as well. I'm not sure if that was all FaZe or if that's a collection, but he's got to land somewhere, and FaZe is right around there too. So the rest of 17, the rest of 17 still kind of sending it over in that direction to make sure that he's got somebody to pick him up.
Hey boys, I'm going to need to pick up. This ain't optimal, and it looks like Xiaobei is drifting through the Rise fields, try and make sure that he gets his teammates to safety, because if there's a player you don't want to lose early on, that would be Xiaowu.
Nixie doing the Virtus Pro Air Force, making stops along the way, just seeing how far towards the center they can go. They're about halfway between the southernmost point and the middle, so this is not a bad spot for them.
It is the Virtus Pro Air Pause.
Ah, I see.
You see, because it's polar
Your favorite person is on High Tech.
Polar bear references, so I think we got to keep going with it. And that's on me. That's on me.
I just follow your lead, bro. If you make dumb jokes, I'll join in. I'll just hop into the deep end. Sometimes I'll do it even if you don't. That's my.
Harmonic is real good.
Having said that,
but I don't know that he ever was good enough to actually. I think he was on some of those teams that tried to make the tournaments but didn't qualify.
When you only have 3 days of play.
Same way with like Shane Doe and
on rotations, on splits. There's
Simply Matt.
Yet to really be,
they're really good players
from some of these teams, or created on how teams split on this.
Really good players, but they're not good enough to be on a full-time comp team. That's
A little close there.
You're not sure who I'm talking about?
That's Roth, mostly just kind of
your best friend, bro.
Mortars by eyesight.
You only got one.
Falcons this time.
I don't know why you're acting like you don't.
That forward duo of FaZe coming into the north side of Yulin, so that'll have to be top of mind as we check in with Buriram, who also have their own Air Force. And Khan coming in from the east. They're going to
tell you what I would land. If I was
pretty close.
If I was this guy, right, and I'm getting out of this glider, land on top of this right here. Go center zone. Y'all land on top of these damn right here, things right here. And it's hard for people to see you. Hard for people to shoot you up there.
Into that Neox factory, getting pretty close.
And Forest has one too. Everyone's loving the esport, although just not esport, just hot spawn gliders in this game. Always convenient when you know exactly where to go for it. See, as they make their way further forward. Nixie's going to fly on that southern side. Again, so much space to play in this circle.
Who is stuck? I don't know him.
Then everyone's going to take their time. No one's going to...
What's his actual name?
A, teams are split. B, next circle is going to pop, and then you might just be like, you know what? Why did we hard commit to fight over this one compound when there's when it's not even inside the next circle?
It's fair. Well, Buriram being a little bit aggressive here.
We show you who High Tech's favorite player is.
Within range of the guns of Navi and
High Tech's best friend.
To their south, so this is a very gutsy push from Buriram. It looks like they're paying off right now as they're trying to head towards center circle, and now Twisted and Full Sense also getting a line of sight on that as well.
I said no one's going for it. Birmingham, their only team that really opted to go early on here as the new circle pops goes, well, I mean, as center as can be to repeat. So both them and Virtus Pro reaping the rewards of that center circle. Issue is, I mean, the fact that we have a phase 2 and almost all 64 players in without anyone shooting at each other, you'd have to imagine that's going to end real soon, because again, the dead center is an open field, and now the fight is starting to take place.
They are 17 pushing in to that test track area, and they knew what to expect down here, and they're going to run into Batu. They take him down, and Perfectix a little bit on an island here. The rest of the boys you can see off to the north. Lou is going to come over here and try to provide some support, but will it get there in time? Meanwhile,
I don't guess I know who that is.
Crashing onto the 4 a.m.
I don't know who that is, Hightech. Is he streaming or no?
Not easy for them whatsoever. Expendables won the previous game, trying to come out victorious here again.
He's
So far,
currently
to get 2,
choking,
but
right?
Ron's able to get 1 in return. Making a run for it now. Should have this actually bring get to safety, as he will see his friends get taken on out and cleaned on up. Duck Juice claims point number 1 at 11 minutes on Rondo. That's a new one.
I mean, that was just a symptom of the circle, like you said, right? Everybody knows what to expect. This is the most basic Rondo circle that we'll ever see, but got to give credit where credit is due to the Expendables. Full-on crash on the 4 a.m., and they cleaned that up about as quickly and cleanly as you would like. Long still alive for 4 a.m., pulling away in just off to the east. He's going to have to find a way to make his way inside the circle here as Forest will try to find a new place to play.
Yeah, they're getting themselves reeling tangled by Genji here. Olympus is literally a half-mile away from his teammates. I'm not sure if this is a big-brain play of collapsing into the position from each their side. I know he's in a glider, but he's scouting forward for them being shut up by 3 teams.
Don't keep saying Paul like I know who Paul is either. I don't know any of these people, man.
You've got to have seen there's cars down there all over the place.
Yeah,
Be honest, I don't have a clue, bro.
That's the point of having the scout, isn't it? Is to know where to push. Songchang will land the last shot into Scappy. I'll take him down and try to clean that fence away to find where his quarry lies.
But
looks like they'll be able to smoke him out, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the strategy here? What's the idea? They're sat within nade range of one team. They're sat in a valley being spotted by 3 teams.
Element, Paul? Is that who you talking about?
They had a enormous Gen.G split they could try and punish. That entire western wrap, that was possible. But, of course, when you only have 1 pair of eyes in the sky, it's not always that easy.
Maybe trying to bite off a little bit more than they can chew.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would love, nice grenade from Akan, and that was about as much as they're going to be able to get, though. They're getting peppered from range as well, so they can't afford to just free farm over here. So that's the one good thing Forest has going for him. But you see, as soon as those smokes go away, Team Liquid staring right down the barrel at him. As Perfectix looks like he has been able to escape. He's got the mortar. Wonder where those are getting sent.
I know who that is. I know who Element Paul is. I didn't. Y'all was just talking first names like Stuck and Paul, and I don't know these people, man.
Say, you know what? We've had enough. Let's get out of here. Olympus, where are we going? Well, nowhere in that car. And then you have the EMP as well. Timing could not be any worse.
Back to the rock. Back to the rock.
You know what? It wasn't that bad down here. Let's go down and see if we can play it. Oh, well, nope, still not viable. Okay, no mind.
Rock of safety. As Olympus continues to fly around. It looks like he's going to crash land just off to their north. So Team Liquid had eyes on that as well. A few shots being sent over in their direction. Twisted Minds was able to get everybody back on their feet, though, after that push from 17. So no harm, no foul in the end for them. Na'Vi has to leave Neox factories. You see Batu getting the knock on the Purdy Curdy. Buriram already on the move once again. They went dead center last time.
Yeah.
Why not try it again?
Yeah, it worked out last time. This time around, though, everything is taken. They'll realize that real soon as they come running over that ridge line. Norrens able to find one. It's actually going to be Lyrics to find the knock on the first, but they are also nade bait all the time and couldn't be any better. Falcons shut them down. They left themselves exposed to the compound up high. And Khan with a nade in hand was lined up.
It's very possible that he's that way.
Down right before
you never know.
Throw it.
Ruse able to escape for now for Buriram. But as you
What is
mentioned,
Arc Raiders? Is that some kind of new game that I don't know about?
Good shots there from Virtus Pro. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's Full Sense. 2 orange teams. What are you going to do? He's going to put them right into the jaws of Na'Vi, though. And the Expendables also making their way into this same area. As we check in with the replay on the 4 a.m. How the Expendables just dispatched with this squad so quickly.
Yeah, they knew exactly where the head were coming in from. There was only really one good angle they could approach, and they set up a great trap on it there. Sunway able to get the first two, and Duckjuice with the last as well. Of course, one 4am player still alive in this game, but he's on his lonesome. Maybe going for reses right now.
There you go, Tanvu with his 200 total kill. Akatori, meanwhile, finished off Ruse, so that's Buriram down and out. They'll be our first team out of the lobby, as Na'Vi still trying to figure out where they want to play this one after leaving that Neox factory.
We might just want to tank blue on this one, honestly, and wait and see next circle. It should shift north, given that we're
not interested in those games.
The mountains on the southern side. But we'll see. We'll see how far up there it's going to go.
Oh, Tanvu. What'd you do, bud? He shot out, it must have got shot out of his hand or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he got knocked.
Yeah, that's
with it in hand. You'd have to imagine.
Tanvu owners everywhere.
Have y'all been playing Battlefield?
Not happy about
that. Why did your voice suddenly change like that, Paul? Is there something you want to say? Here comes Purdy, strolling on a clear summer day. Well, it's a little bit overcast, but other than that, it's pretty fine. Making its way forward with a gun that probably weighs more than his vehicle.
He's kind of looking, he's like, well, nobody's shooting me here, so this feels like a great spot.
I mean, as long as Falcons don't extend and look out east, they can't really do so without leaving themselves exposed to the teams around them. So, should be all right for now. And as I said, now we're going to be coming in here real late. Would have probably.
I'm not interested in paying $60 or $100
the exact same path
for
we've now seen Burram,
Conquest.
the Arena, 17 earlier in the game, and Expendables trying to.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Right there.
Maybe it's just me. I'm just not interested in paying and going all the way back to 2009 to play Conquest game. I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem.
There ain't room for 4 teams there.
Think these guys know their Rondo heat maps? Jeez, please.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's going to pay off nicely for them, but as we see the possible rotation pass on the arrows there for Twisted Minds, it doesn't feel like it's going to be great because they got Na'Vi down there, Full Sense down there. Everybody vying for those limited positions there on the eastern side. Same on the west. Right?
Yep. Now, for anyone, I mean, I love the play that Gen.G is currently setting up. It's not aggressive, so to say, but with how split they were playing
I don't want to pay $60 to play a Conquest game.
To collapse that split, but trying to maintain the same
when
space.
I can play Call of Duty for free.
They're coming in on an empty side of the circle.
Exact same bullshit.
Emptiness on their own by
it's the exact same shit. Arcadey,
which in turn
Arcadey style.
Forces all these teams that much closer to each other on the eastern side of the circle. Twisted, Na'Vi, Full Sense, all close to one another because Gen.G has managed to make
they said
so
the BR comes out on the 28th. I'll look at the BR and see how well it plays. If it plays good, and people start and it it's a pretty and it's a pretty good game, I might do it for the BR. But I'm not doing it to play Conquest.
Boy, they get a lot of kills for it.
Oh yeah,
Forest will lose
their
vehicle and lose their lives. We'll donate one over to Begopa, and one will go into the pocket of Purdy Curdy.
Yeah, double 0 pointers in the wildcard maps for Forest Gaming. Unlucky, given their good start to Miramar earlier. Hopefully, they can turn things around as we head on over to Erangel after this one. But for now, again, it's still everyone's saying, nah, I don't really want to be inside this circle. It's not good. I don't have anywhere to play. So they're trying to take these fights earlier. Twisted, trying to fend off against Na'Vi.
Yeah, the hills for Twisted are looking okay for now.
Yeah.
They've got eyes on Na'Vi, but the question mark here is Begopa. What are they going to do on that northern side?
Yep.
Do they decide to stick around there, or do they decide to push a little bit further, especially considering the fact that they've got the BRDM?
Y'all see
Twisted, what they're doing right now is they're maintaining
I have the problem.
They're saying we don't
y'all
want
see that
anyone close to us,
the
'cause if one
Panzer
team fights
Faust is
us,
going to do less damage to
We don't want to be the victim of a third-party situation.
Do you in vehicles now?
To set up third-party aggression on other teams. Na'Vi
I just said 20% less damage.
I mean, of course, it's this late in the game, and you're in the open. You can't really expect to dive through all of it.
Yeah, losing Hakatori is not ideal for sure, but it could have been a lot worse, and it might be.
But what happens if you shoot a car? Do they still get knocked out of the car or no?
Kind of set up on the north, they can focus their full attention down here on the south. Good knock from Ferris. As soon as he gets traded over by Tigger, too. So Full Sense from the south have eyes on this, and they're actually pushing it. They're crashing.
And again, this is perfect. Twisted Minds, they force Na'Vi off. They say, great, now we want to set up a third-party opportunity for ourselves. Full Sense is coming in and helping them out and doing exactly that.
And Na'Vi is in a world of hurt here. Extends will get the knock on a Perfectix with 1 HP left. and we'll have to drop back down. Sosid very hurt as well. And they are just going to survive as long as they can. But look at that, 3 knocked onto Twisted. Nobody getting flushed out just yet as Batulin's trying to make.
I need to get some people.
Get somebody back on his feet.
Yeah,
I need to get
this commotion on the eastern side of the circle. In the meantime, on the
I
west,
need to
it's
get
all empty, all quiet. This
more to go in and try
has
it.
big ramifications as well. If Liquid can hold out Bago,
Someone that has the
maybe towards the west, maybe into face lane, they're gonna have a lot of space to maneuver here in the north.
mode.
Okay, Guyon taking a couple of frags to the face there.
They can go in there and spawn things in.
Will get eliminated there in the end. So we're down to just 41 alive, 12 teams remaining. Still a lot considering the phase of the game that we're at. Gen G on the move. I'm going to just run close enough to get those Al-Qadsiya crates, and now they know that their entire south side is free. They just have to avoid the line of sight of FaZe.
Yeah, I like the idea that they have to wrap around FaZe Clan, staying at an angle from where they can't really engage them from afar. Navi somehow
But they should be at TwitchCon today, right?
By both FullSense and Twisted at the same time.
Oh, TwitchCon start today?
To do so, but now though shuts them
Yesterday?
down. And with that, even more points coming their way. They were down to a solo player, and Lou was able to get 2 back up, but it might just have been for nothing.
Well, they're back to a solo player as Lou.
They take
but
turns.
Unfortunately, this time the blue zone is pushing right across on his back. An example, looks like he's been spotted out by Tigger, so that'll be a point collected here by FullSense. Let's see if they can get Belmoth back on his feet. Looks like they've got a man on him going for the revive right now as Akan just with 5 HP, just rolling around in the BRDM.
Yeah, he's good. He's vibing. He's chilling. Xiangyang looking to try and see if they can get some knocks with util. Well, it's gonna come the other way. Purdy, yet another master of the util usage. Able to find a nug at a distance there as he goes for the spray through the smoke. Not able to hit anything.
Purdy Curdy's got the, oh my goodness, Purdy Curdy's got the M249 and he's got 5 HP after taking a BRDM to the face. Luke 12 goes down, Akan gets traded, and Sparking in the perfect position to capitalize here as Songjang trying to make the push in. He gets spotted out, and now Bagopa is just down to 1.
Quiet start to the day for Team Liquid, but they're trying to make something of it here. Issue is there's no pressure on the side of Falcons right now, so Shrimsy and Kickstart has free reign to peek out from the northern side and engage them down below.
And Park Pro steals away Purdy Curdy as well, so he might be able to get Guyon back on his feet while that smoke still remains. Alo and Sparking, the last 2 players left alive for Team Liquid. Falcons, as you said, Shrimsy started to look over in that direction. The rest of the Falcons looking off to the south to make sure that they keep eyes on Twisted Minds, on FullSense, on the Expendables. So the Falcons really on the clock with this one, and now the circle will pull away. They do get the knock onto Alo, though.
It's going to be an uphill battle, quite literally south to north in this one. Falcons sit in the crow's nest up high, overlooking the entire circle down below.
That's a lot of faith to be put into Shrimsy, the solo man, keeping eyes on everything off to the north. He has been joined by Kickstart now, so Falcons will hold on to that compound for as long as they can, get as much out of it as they can. Twisted Minds, after being beaten, bruised, knocked to 1 player 2 times in this tournament, or in this game rather, are now being left alive by the grace of the smoke clouds, and they still have to make their way into this next zone.
Exactly, we see the nade here from Lou that sealed the deal for Na'Vi right at their
That was a good
feet.
nade.
Couldn't have been placed any better. So 3 kills, 4 Twisted, 1 team out from placement points 2. Again, not every game is going to be pretty, but it's about avoiding the 0-pointers and making something happen even when nuts are against you.
See if Lou's got the arm. It's going to go just a little bit left, a little bit short. FullSense. Looks like Thanadol will be able to get the res onto Tigger. Batu going to send that one a little bit farther to the right. Might hit the tree branch, or it might end up right where it needs to be. No, it's going to be a little bit short, but Kickstart has the Angs.
Yeah, again, I mean, we were just waiting for Falcons to have a clear side of this one, and now the entire North is obviously been shoved out by the circle, so they can start peeking out in the open. Here comes Gen G as fast as they can, trying to claim circle, send a spark, and those Pro, they're ready and waiting, will be taken out in the end. In the meantime, Opons gets a triple with a nade, cleans out the entirety of Virtus Pro, and just like that, 9 players eliminated in the span of 2 seconds.
Dang.
What?
My God, Opons. He was down in this shack on the south side while Nurens and Jacob have been working from the middle for all this time, and Opons is eaten as he gets all of Virtus Pro, and just like that, E-Arena now up to 6 kills. And they've got Jacob and Nurens, they've got FullSense pretty much dead to rights here. Thanadol the last one up. He sees Jacob making the push here. He's going to try to go for the peak. Nurins, though, he's looking at it at the same time. Good stuff from E-Arena with 8 kills now.
Yep, 6 of them on Opan sacrificed himself and taken out an entire team of Virtus Pro. Good job on him. Nurins, Jacob, again, I mean, I mentioned them before, used to be on everyone's top list for tier players, but slowly getting overshadowed by other teams.
Falcons and FaZe in a perfect position to start making moves on Twisted, as they have gone on. I mean, they're just separating themselves. 58 points in 4 matches is ridiculous. But James with a beautiful grenade gets the double and the flush, and now it's down to Lil Ghost and Xiao Wu as they hold on as long as they can. But yeah, FaZe isn't going to let that slide. They're going to come push through. Lil Ghost, though, will find one, but immediately traded back. So great work from FaZe.
Nice play from them. Also great
Jacob.
timing on it. Jacob finding a headshot onto Gustav mid-air.
And they're done.
Yep.
Yeah. The rest of Fex and James are pushing forward through. So
not in the position to help. Exactly. Now Falcons realize they can't go on the west on this one, so they hard flank towards the east. They know that they have Jacob and Nurins out here. Take the close fight first, and then take the fight to FaZe afterwards.
Win here could be huge for Falcons if they can just clutch it out. They've got the man advantage as FaZe, yep, they're going to just let Gustav bleed out. It looks like Fex and James not at all interested in running back over there, although now that they see that Falcons have focused in on E-Arena, they might change their mind. Only on first bleed, so you see he's going out really slow.
You see the
Here we go, the grenade from Opans. First one, not going to be enough. The second one cleans him up, and he finishes off Nixie with the gun before he goes down in the end. And yeah, what else can you do?
What can you say?
Tip your cap and say, you know what? GG, brother.
We're getting a glimpse of 2 glimpses now of 17 Gaming. Rare to see our 2-time PGS champions in 17 Gaming. Look at this. I don't want to say broken, but they clearly feel like there's something they need to work on. And well, clearly they had a good position on that southern side there to try and make something happen, but they were being pinned by multiple teams. And when there was time for them to make a move, they just couldn't.
All right, there we go. We're finally able to get over to Gustav. Good on FaZe realizing that they had plenty of time, considering he's just on first bleed, so no reason to send it too early, as now they still have a beautiful ridge line to play along, and Tiggleton needs to be careful here because he's kind of playing off by himself. If he goes down, he's not getting brought back up.
No, definitely. They do still have vehicles, so they can maneuver around. They want to get within Nate range, or really Panzer range, I could say, with these guys. But as you can see in the util, they only have flashes to work with, so lob those flashes on over. Make a run with it as well. Strimsy able to find Nurins. They know exactly where they have Jacob now as well, but they gotta keep in mind that FaZe will get angles soon as well. H-Win, though, able to find the final one. Here comes the pusher through, and the late Nate from Jacob could be the difference maker.
Yeah, that's going to be the dinner bell for FaZe. They've got to go. Gustav gets knocked again, though, so good plays from Tiggleton. That is actually going to slow them down a little bit. The grenade going to go just a little bit too far. That one might bounce in the right place. Tiggleton doing everything he can to send rounds over, but the nade going to bounce off, and the deployable cover going to keep him alive for the time being. And Trimsy will be able to get healed back up as James and Fex now have to deal with a full-strength Team Falcons.
Oh, I thought that one had a double written all over it, but not to be. Falcons trying to claim even more games here. They came out victorious in Game 1, looking to get a second win on the day already, and it's just Fex left alive to try and prevent them from doing so.
Trying to use the offensive Doritos if he can get away with it. H-Win. Go for the vehicle, put himself. He's got another Panzerfaust. If there's a man that loves Panzerfaust more than this man, I don't know where he is. But they see if they. Okay, Fex. Yeah, this might be the play here. Is Fex and FaZe boys in 3rd place overall. Deny the point to Falcons, but they got enough already, and that is going to be their 2nd win here on the first day of the final stage.
You saw it on the leaderboard. FaZe sat 3rd, theirs at 2nd. If there's a team you don't want to feed points over to when you're this done, it would be them. But valiant effort, great effort by FaZe to claim as.
Hated that.
Right?
They hated that.
Well, I mean, like, Opans does with nades what everyone else has to commit 2 C4s to accomplish, right?
As you can't get anywhere, it's out. about them.
That's
I'm not
what
going
I'm
to say
saying.
too much about them either, to be honest.
Not much to say.
It's not much to say, but
Agreed.
once we get to Erangel, they should definitely be stepping up the game. They have one of the best drop slots here.
Yeah, they move into 11th.
37
place.
kills
Meanwhile,
for
up at
Twisted.
the top of that
Twisted is
podium
just dominating the
separating
kills right now.
themselves already. 58 points for Twisted Minds. They got a little bit here, but not much.
Yeah, they won 2 out of 4, so
46.
Oh, yeah.
42 for FaZe Clan. We need to see the challenge against these three.
Here's what I love about those top three. Sure, the brands have
37
changed over the years.
kills.
The
That's a
logos have
lot of
changed, but
kills
those
in
rosters
in
that we have seen,
4 games.
Those players that we have seen on the top of leaderboards for years. Since the
Considering, look at
beginning
this.
of PUBG, and for them
Come
to
on,
still be
America's
doing
Team
it
Liquid, get your ass in gear,
later
bro.
Is like always incredibly exciting.
You're making us look bad.
Martin, a big jump, of course. The 17 points from third to fourth is huge. And I would love it to be a 3-horse race.
Finals. Everything resets as we go
Let's
on over.
go.
See how things gonna fare.
Back to the old
Erangel.
bunny hopping over the egg. Everybody loves to see it.
Falcons are always in the top.
We see our plane is in
That's the
the
problem.
air, and our plane is going to be pretty nice. I mean,
Pretty nice.
This is the one that, you know, we were talking with Martin the other day, and he was like, if I could have one change is that we only have the plane paths go
And-
with the X
hold on.
and the cross.
Yeah.
That's the only plane paths available in esports. Well, that's what we're getting here, as we have down in the southeast all the way up to the north.
Yeah, another one.
Now I know it has been a long, long time since we had the group stages. So for anyone that does not remember, we had quite a few military games.
Quite a few.
Quite a few military games, some might argue. And you know what? It could end up happening. It could end up happening once again. And Falcons, if it does, I'm sure will be clapping their hands.
That's because I'm on the America's broadcast.
I don't want to say for the first time, but it's not too often you get to see military Falcons. As we now see a hot drop fight, or a vehicle fight, I should say. Who is driving the car? That is Na'Vi. Watch out, Tosi. You might get run over.
Yep, he's got a three. Yeah.
He has a teammate.
Yeah, Navi not going to stick around for that too long. Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, doesn't even matter. Bean
What?
with the bolty and the red dot.
Get out of
Hear
here.
him. He's
for the
letting
crowd
them
as
know. Oh my God, Sosa just got
Holy.
put on the poster. Oh my goodness.
What is the Falcons doing in military base? They never drop there.
seconds, and then
My, oh my, Bean.
And they get the US.
Yeah, when they get the car back. Who's laughing now?
Oh, Bean. Well, I guess, look, hey, man. If you're not taking
He's
Gen G
smiling.
All right, so
seriously,
there's
if
3
you're not taking
teams
Gen
in
G
the Americas,
seriously,
right?
That's on you.
You got in the North
Yep.
America.
Oh, they
You
got
got
the chip.
Falcons,
Watch out, mate. He's zeroed in.
Akadesh,
Get that chippy.
He's
and
zeroed in. Watch
Liquid.
out, Akatori, when going for that chip.
Oh,
Does he go 2 for 2? Where did he? Where's his crate?
Yeah, where's the crate at?
It's got to be out in the open.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, this might be Hackatory just dropping off long enough to pick up a smoke.
Nah, he's going to be down here for a bit, waiting for them to leave, and then probably go for the chip.
So, yeah.
Which it's going to slow the
That's- I mean,
Navi
that's a
rotation a
smart
bit,
play.
and honestly, it does not really matter because they would be late on rotation regardless.
Well, they do have to worry about rotations now, as the circle has popped, and it is going to go up to the north. So, no more milli circles for us, at least through one game.
Yeah, true.
I shouldn't say that because we still got one more to play, but E-Arena already finds the E-pickup, and they are going to send themselves off to the north. This helicopter path ending right over in Severny.
Yep.
Where Big Opa, kind of a big long split loot situation.
Can't help but wonder the G-force when you get yanked by a helicopter like that. It's got to be quite a thrilling roller coaster ride.
I mean, it's a real world.
Oh, yeah, I know they exist in real life. I'm just wondering.
It's got to be something.
You know what? Let's get listening to Opons after that crazy game he just had.
Yes.
it is a real world thing for sure.
Here with Opons from Arena. You know, that grenade is unbelievable. You yourself using that single grenade wiped out 3 players from Virtus Pro and get the whole team down. Just what happened? What went through your mind at the moment?
ก็ช็อตเมื่อกี้นะครับที่เราปาระเบิดเก็บ VP ไป3 คนแล้วก็ยิงซ้ำไปอีกคนหนึ่งจนกวาด VP หมดตี้เลยตอนนั้นรู้สึกยังไงบ้างครับหรือว่าคิดอะไรอยู่ในตอนนั้นครับ
ก็เรารู้อยู่แล้วครับว่า VP ไม่มีที่เล่นเราก็คุยกันเรียบร้อยแล้วครับว่าผมมีเนต6 ลูกก็คือปาดักเขาให้หมดเลยครับ
beforehand we know that VP doesn't have the position to play so we have talked in the team that I'm gonna use all the grenade that I have so I just use it all.
Ooh, that's a smart play. And for the grenade, I think it's not only a grenade, but an atomic bomb. All right, thank you, and we're back to the casters.
You know, when you ask what he's thinking when that goes there, he's probably thinking the exact same thing I would be thinking in that situation. Holy S, I can't believe that actually worked.
Yeah, and he went down himself with it too. Let's get the replay, shall we? Thank you, Observers, for catching that. Oh.
First shot.
That is filthy.
God bless, these guys are so...
My, oh my.
Oh.
Well, we get one more. Purdy able to find Scabby, and again for Forest Game, man. Oh, they got cursed after that hot drop.
They did. I mean, look, it's a good thing that they had a good couple of games on Miramar because the rest of the day has been just a whole lot of nothing for them.
They have not gotten a point since Miramar.
Yeah, that's rough. That is definitely rough. As we see, E-Arena has arrived and they will go over to the gas station area. Then, fortunately for them, there's cars available. So, all well and good on that E-Pickup as we have another one that's flying through as well. I can't see. I think that might have been actually 17 leaving Pochinki, and they're going to drop into Razak, and it looks like they're going to be free.
They're playing it slow. We know that Twisted Minds like to take control of the Razak area, eastern side thereof, whenever these circles come in. So able to maybe surpass them a bit in this regard. Still, of course, many places that this next circle could take us. So everyone playing it slow, not wanting to commit too hard to any given spot. Full Send still far towards the west, and for Forest, remaining 3 here, trying to maneuver through this Expendables field.
I think this was Kiss going for the blue chip, but where is he going? Maybe the blue chip wasn't there. I don't know. The blue chip had to have been there. Where is he going? Well, we'll see. They had the revive station on the E-Pickup or on the airline or airplane crash. As Kiss doing some stunts.
There you go.
But they've got the Expendables that are just
he's tracking him
around. Yeah.
Tanmo is tailing this rotation. They know it's a solo player. And they're all coming for him. They're literally, it is like a pack of wolves chasing a sheep that's been isolated from his flock or his herd.
Kiss is a very dangerous animal.
They know exactly where they have him.
So you better hope the rest of the boys are there, Tanvu, because...
Oh, he's doomed. He is doomed.
Got him right there. The spray with the AK will do a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough to take down Kiss.
Goes for the reload. Nope, not fast enough, but there's the second Lion coming over the hillside. Goes for a spray too, but what is Kiss built of? I'm not sure, but he is able to dodge and weave quite right now, but from an early game kill on the side of Liquid, now they're falling victim to an ambush as well. Purdy first to fall, I think it was Alo falling alongside him, and just like that, Liquid down to 2.
Look at that, the E-Arena E-Pickup early, paying off huge dividends for him, as we see Delwyn still hanging out here, waiting for that gazelle to reveal himself through the tall grass once more. I'm not even sure what the Kiss was going over here for. I mean, maybe they just wanted to hold on to the airplane crash and didn't want to raise the alarm that somebody was getting revived from there. I'm not sure. Maybe send it off to Zarky since you had plenty of time, just so you didn't have to worry about it. That might have been the call, and that's a smart call if that's the case, but unfortunately for him, he just ran into a very ravenous pack of lions in the Expendables.
Extends already down here, of course. We saw Sotzet fall in the very beginning of the game. Ferris takes shot at what he believed to be a solo, and now they find out there's an entire team up here as Twisted Minds and 17 start fighting as well. So from what is a pretty straightforward plane, with a pretty straightforward first circle, this is arguably the most confrontatious Erangel we've had in the early game for quite a while.
I don't know, man. Erangel has just been a bloodbath, it seems, lately when it comes to the early game. It seems like everybody knows the map so well at this point that they're comfortable. The high-risk, high-reward decisions have been, the calculus on it has changed a lot as Ferris just waiting for Gen G to show themselves. I think they know where he is after Flame got knocked pretty low, and they're just kind of pinning him down here at this point.
Yeah, Na'Vi in big trouble here. Needs his teammates to try and make something happen, but it's not going to be possible. Orca able to find Ferris, getting a 3rd kill for the Gen G boys, who, again, just continues to impress.
Gen G, as much as we've been kind of marveling at their success recently here, and highlight reel plays like that.
And again!
And again. He did it again? You're kidding me.
The bolts are back.
God.
The bolts are back.
Yeah, well, he's still holding on to... Okay, he's going to switch over to the Mini now. All
just
right.
as we said, come
Fair
on.
enough. Well, all that being said, Gen G still all in all, kind of a slow start for that team.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, 16 points on the day. I think we were expecting a lot more. Now, again, still 2 more games left to play, and you get 2 good performances on Erangel. All of a sudden, all sins are forgiven, right? And you're happy again.
Yeah. I mean, I think for them, they haven't had that one game that could have translated into insane amount of points. So the fact that they get the 16 off of mediocre games, I think, is all right. I'm still not expecting, I mean, Gen G to come out and win this tournament while having seen them playing incredibly well. But they're definitely, I mean, light years beyond where they were just a year ago.
Absolutely. And you can see they're still sticking to the same formula that they used in the group stages and that they used in EWC, this wide splits. They're taking up a lot of real estate and just doing area control kind of stuff. They're not shying away from fights if it's in the blue zone. You know, they feel like they can take a fight with anybody in this lobby on equal footing. And there you go, hardship down to the south. So all those teams, that E-pickup for E-Arena, that was looking so good moments ago. At least it netted them a couple of kills off of Liquid because now they got to move again.
Yeah, big south rotation for pretty much every single team here outside of Twisted Falcons and Gen G. Twisted is in a wide split right now. They're running for the rest station to try and get their teammate back in the game, but they're going to be hearing the Gen G vehicles, probably the Falcons ones too, and having to figure out what they're going to do about that situation.
We'll see if they actually try to stick it. We'll keep an eye on that while we keep an eye on the Expendables making their way on the north side of this Yaz Lake. They're going to see VP crossing that bridge down off to the south. It looks like E-Arena is going to wrap around the north side of Stalber, so they're going to take the long way around. Not getting involved in this just yet. Gen G hopping 4 deep in the whip. Well, 3 deep. They got Bean as a trailing man, and it looks like Twisted Minds will, in fact, hit that.
Oh, they heard it. Now they saw it.
Immediately they see it, and they're going to send it right back up. Meanwhile, Full Sense and Forrest scrapping, and Kiss with a nice knock on the Flash as the joust goes his way.
Yep, good drive-by for him. Flash falls early. There is a world in which Full Sense could try and turn around and go for the rest even here, because Forrest is still rotating further forward. Perfectix, though, able to get the first one, goes for the second, gets the second one as well, goes for the third. Not enough ammo to work with. Tosi finds him, but Example has to sprint forward now to try and see if he can get his teammate back up alive. It's just one left alive for Gen G.
He spotted him out, too. Tosi just keeping that as happy feet. Will make his way a little bit further down that ridge line. And Example is going to know about it. He's going to try to send that grenade over. I think Perfectix, yeah, Tosi trying to get the flush, and he will, as he gets knocked pretty low there by a grenade. So Tosi not even going to stick around to try to go for the res. Great work on the part of Perfectix to get those big knocks to start things off. But this is exactly what we were talking about with Gen G. This is the new Gen G. This is the Gen G that's going to take those fights, and they are going to try to see if they can get points off of it. Even if it doesn't go their way this time, they're still not going to be scared to do it next time.
This is a Gen G that dares. And oh boy, has it made a big change for them ever since it started playing like this. As a drive-by comes through, Gen G thought they had a good thing going, but they get shot down on approach by Perfectix. And hey, good for Twisted is that they had this fight right next to a rest station, so they can go for it again.
That pays off pretty nicely. Well, Falcons had eyes on this from range. You can see them just taking shots at the parachuting man coming down. But they are going to stay in their 2-2 split, so Twisted Minds does have the ability to get Perfectix back on his feet. And well-earned revive here for the man with 3 kills to his name.
Forrest just saw Twisted fighting up on the hillside with Gen G. If they don't go for school labs right now, I am gonna be fuming, because they know that that is Twisted real estate. And thank you so much, Bauer. And he did a little 360 just to make sure no one was there. But that is a great read on their part. They know that that's Twisted home turf. And they go in and claim it, take it away from them. Good read. Nice reaction play.
Good stuff from them. Bagel Pa, meanwhile, making their way on the south side of Stalber. Looks like E-Arena has found their home in the eastern part of Yasnaya. They're starting to creep around a little bit closer, getting those apps. Meanwhile, FaZe, dead center circle, playing around that volcano area. They've got Alcacia just off to their east. You can see them taking shots in the distance towards 4 a.m. as Team Liquid
Purdy.
get their man back on his feet as well.
Yeah, Purdy. I'm not sure if both of them got in. I think maybe they did, because they fell right next to each other. So if they got one blue chip, you'd imagine they got the other one as well. Circle goes into the Yas Fields. It's going to shift east with the next one we know away from that water. So, Shen, hope you're comfortable in that Wizard Tower. You're going to have a couple of circles coming your way, I think.
Exactly. Well, Twisted Minds has an E-pickup on deck as well. We'll see where the... I'm curious to see where the revives for Team Liquid decide to go. I mean, that feels like going to that north side of Yaz might be the play, but it's also pretty dangerous too, especially when you don't know exactly how the lay of the land is looking here. As 17 going to cruise right past FaZe Clan, and they get away with it.
Yeah, definitely do. Purdy has come back in the game. I'm not sure if Alo did as well. Nope, just Purdy this time around. As 17 is going to set up shop in the craters right next to Alcacia, who, I mean, for how aggressive Alcacia have been throughout the tournament so far, at least here on so far this game, it's been a little quiet. They did both get in, okay. Yeah, we just registered a bit late on the feed.
Yeah. Now it's just a battle of utility between 17 and Alcacia, but problem with these ditches is that there's so much room to move around.
Yep.
And you basically just get caught slipping if you're going to get caught. Meanwhile, Flores all by himself. Got the 4-man push from BegoPa. He does have some support there, but you can see Delwyn just off at range. Now there are Duckjuice is making his way over here. I'm not sure where Tanvu is. I think Tanvu might actually, is he even, okay, he's in that same combat. There he is, okay. Flores will find one, but he goes down to a con in the end. That'll be BegoPa. Trying to get on the reset, but good grenade from Tanvu. I was wondering where he is. There he is. He finds Guyon and gets the flush.
I mean, they have nowhere to run from here, so Expendables are going to commit to this fight. You have to match it. Delwyn is coming on the southern side. Duckjuice is trying to reposition, able to do so successfully right now. Tanvu able to find one more for BegoPa. What they thought was an easy 4v1 has now turned way more difficult than they initially anticipated.
Sure has. Park Pro in the 1v1 with Tanvu. Nice grenade from him will take him down. So this is a sloppy 4v4 between BegoPa and the Expendables.
Sloppy 4v4.
Trade going both ways, really. It's just even so far. The Expendables lost 2. BegoPa might be able to get a comeback on his feet, and he do. Jang spots him out, but doesn't get the shots in time, and Duckjuice will find a con again with the grenade. The man has been knocked about 5 times in a row at this point.
But able to get back on his feet every single time. Solnov comes into the building, but it's Park Pro with an organ hand that's able to take him down. So Expendables now down, just Duckjuice left alive in a 1 versus 2. Let's see if he can make the wrap around here. Find one, hurt the vehicle engine start. He's chasing them. It's a 1-man army trying to chase these 2 players down.
Meanwhile, Akan's going to bleed out. I mean, obviously, considering it's about a 5th bleed.
Oh!
Nice spray from him. Duckjuice, can he pull it off? He's down to 1 HP. It doesn't matter. And he goes
down the zone.
So mutually assured destruction between the
so close to being a great play by him.
Occupying our 4th and 5th positions, separated by only a point.
More often than not, have we seen 2 points be a big difference maker in these tournaments, and Duckjuice might have just claimed them right there. Circle, send us up once more towards the crater, towards the southern side of the fields. And now it's really up to him. I mean, Twisted Forest, and I guess Tigger doesn't really count because his teammates is in the forest, but them on the southern side figure where they want to play from. As Liquid go up and claim the northern side of the planks.
But they only send 2, and Luke 12 is going to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, Alo and Purdy Curdy still back in Yasnaya, looting up. So Luke 12 going to go down. And you see Virtus Pro starting to creep over in this direction. Luca Rux looking over in that. See if he can spot something out. But the problem is the rest of his team also looking towards full sense. So Virtus Pro not really in a position to do a full-on push here. As maybe they got the read that it's just a solo.
Yeah, I mean, for both VP and Liquid, it has been a day they would not want to ride home about, at least up until this point. So hopefully, for one of them, whoever comes out victorious, they can get a whole lot going here, both in this game and the next. Because 12 points in the day from their caliber teams is ain't pretty.
Not what they were expected to be.
Not at all.
After 4 games, but still time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they still have Alo and Purdy Curdy playing out of Yasnaya, so hopefully they will be able to get looted up. The only other player still left in Yasnaya is Shalu. 4 a.m. left 1 guy back there just hanging on the edge while 2 are in the sniper tower and Longs just hiding out in the fields. Twisted Minds, meanwhile, 4 strong. Once again, they've got Forest kind of around them.
Yeah.
Falcons as well.
Yeah, it's going to be up to, I was going to say, it's going to be up to Forest to engage in this one, and Scabby does just that, and to perfection as well. Example down quickly. What more can they get off of this, though?
Oh, he's going to go down to Perfectix there. Nice spray from him. We'll spot out Scabby trying to go for the flush as well. Only 36 rounds in the bag here for Perfectix, and he's going to get knocked by Baron. Batu's going to go down as well. So Lou, once again, finding himself all by himself in a 1v3 against Forest.
Yep, we'll see if we can make something happen. Falcons, I was going to say, when are they going to make an aggressive play on this? They are sending H-Win out now. Tig is already active in the mortar, so they could be coming down real soon. Those shots are hit, and you're hearing the impacts right now as Kiss finds one more, and Forest finally, just like that, when 4 players are alive, they can actually make something happen. Issues I might have spoken too soon, because it's just one left alive, and he's running into the blue.
Oh, yeah, Shrimzy and the rest of the boys trying to see if they can steal away these knocked players before they go down, but Twisted will not have their points robbed away from them for now. As the rest of Forest, it looks like Kiss might be the last one left alive, and that is not a snake that you want to have behind you.
Oh, no, not at all. Falcons, of course, going to be playing it slow towards this next circle, going up towards the north. FaZe sat in a 2-2 split still. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised they've been able to maintain this 2-2, but no one's really been contesting them. Everyone in the north got settled pretty early on. And then down on the southern side here, it's been fighting, but at a distance, there's Sparking. Able to find one, finds the second. Can he get a third one as well? No, the level 3 gear keeps Khan alive. Look at that. Nixie as well, fending off here. Getting the flush. Immediately thereafter, 6 HP, level 3 gear, just proving too fruitful.
What a scrap there, though, is Team Liquid now down to just Alo and Purdy. Fortunately, they've had plenty of time to loot up in Yasnaya. But where do they go from here? The sniper tower is currently completely occupied by a 4-man 4 AM squad. They've also got Arena just off to the east. While Virtus Pro, well, we've seen what they are. And they are now taking their fight over towards full send Flash, the last player left alive.
Beamy saw Flash go inside this wooden shed, and he's going to try and see if he can find him. Khan's nade is going to do the work for him. And now that shed's gone.
Okay, Full Send still has Belmoth. Okay, he made it into the compound. I thought he got taken out. Not sure why. Buriram, though, they've got Khan down here. They're defending their territory as best they can with those MP5s. And Ruse with the high ground. Just making sure that nobody comes through. That grenade gonna fall. Ooh, gets Belmoth low, but not enough to get the knock.
ED again, high impact player. Whenever there's been success on Buriram, it's usually been at the side of him, or at least
look at the push from Virtus Pro
by him. And yeah, VP, they knew they have to make something happen. They cannot rotate north into those fields if this compound is still in place. They have to take the bull by the horns, and they're doing that right now. Beamy, great double, finds the flush and one, the nug on another. As ED jumps on over, finds Belmoth, and is able to keep Buriram in it.
Beautifully timed push from Virtus Pro
hip
here.
fire, MP5. Bullshit.
As FaZe is going to take care of 17 Gaming over on the south side. They'll keep all 4 up while Edie continues to rain terror here. He's going to find another one. Can this man be stopped? 543 damage, and Virtus Pro all of a sudden. Oh, that's a good grenade. Luca Rux, perfectly placed.
Could not have been any better. Off the side of the chair there, falls to the left. Great, great throw. As Nixie now again try to buy time for the reses to come through. The blue is closing into. They got to be swift about this.
Absolutely. Arena, meanwhile, taking control over the eastern side. Alcacia holding court on the south, waiting for an inevitable push from Falcons. While all this is going on, 4 AM still just vibing in their sniper tower position as Buriram tries to reconvene the boys and make the push, but Beamy will spot him out, and that'll do it for Buriram.
Finally, Virtus Pro able to come out victorious in some of these skirmishes. This is what have led them to so much success within EMEA, is their ability to fight close with control. And this is exactly why they took that fight. They needed the top control, they needed the west lockdown, and they have a perfect position for not just double-digit points, but we're talking, I mean, maybe in the low 20s here.
It's a really nice shift for them as they now turn their attention towards all things east, and there's a lot going on here to the south as well. Team Falcons are down H-Win, and they're still taking shots over towards FaZe, but they can't over-peak this because of how the lines of sight that E-Arena has here as well. You can see the bullets just being sent over in this direction. At some point, I saw a C4 in the hand of Shrimzy. This is looking like a very C4-able kind of position here for FaZe or Alcacia.
There is a counterplay. If you blow up the car with the C4 coming in, that can counter it, but do they read it? Do they hear it in time? Do they have a Panzer to work with? You see Roth already prone with one. He knows what's about to go down. See, Nate's now locked in the hands of the FaZe players, but I'm not seeing a single Panzer. They come in, they're turning around this side, but they're going for the wrong dip.
Oh, they went to the wrong dip. No!
Oh,
no! That is an unfortunate read.
Falcons haters gonna be spamming about that one.
And while that's happening, Arena gonna take the opportunity to try to push into Alcancia, but D is on time. He's gonna spot out Jacob, immediately gets traded back though. Rello still peeking around the top side, will spot out Nurens. Nurens hasn't peeked overly just yet, will win that 1v1, gets Rello down, and all of a sudden, just like that, Cowboy, the last player left alive for Alcancia.
Yeah, but I mean, that's been working for them, right? Unfortunately, not this
That was
time
unfortunate.
around. Not gonna happen, Nurens. We start saying that he ain't the best player in Thailand no more, and he comes back to say, you know what? Don't talk about me like that. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna impress, and he's done so here. 6 kills already for him, and a good Arena game.
Meanwhile, the rest of Falcons get taken out, as does Kiss. So we are down to our top 4, and it is all full-man squads to fight out for this finish here in match number 5. You see 4AM still have the good position, but their sniper tower is out of circle now, so they have to make the move in. Virtus.pro still looking strong. E-Arena turning their attention after just dismantling Alcancia, turning their attention over to FaZe Clan.
I mean, this game could very well be decided by the next circle, pup. If it goes northeast, you pretty much know full well that that 4M's gonna have a lockdown, because FaZe has to fight E-Arena. It's on VP, excuse me, it's on VP to dictate the floor of this one. They have the high ground, they can suppress teams, but there's only one thing happening on the southern side, that is FaZe and E-Arena fights one another.
And that's the thing, right? With this positioning that VP has, it's kind of dictating what E-Arena can even do, or FaZe can do, because if they try to make that push in, it's just going to get third-partied from VP for free, because nobody's going to be able to shoot back at them. And you see what 4AM has to do just to survive right now, lying prone, and that circle going to go away. So the scourge of Virtus.pro with that high ground is going to go away.
I mean, I would love to be in the minds of VP right now, hearing what they're saying, because I think the only play you make, like if you go south here, 4AM gets a free opportunity to engage on you. If you go north, FaZe, Nor, E-Arena, like none of them can engage. They're in their dips. They know that if they peek out the other one, like they're suppressing each other effectively right now. If you're VP, you gotta take the fight head on to 4AM, or just carport yourself on the western side, but that ain't promising either.
I mean, I think if you're VP, you
gotta look north.
The only fight you can take really here is.
But look at the field they're going through, and they're going downhill.
Is that a 10-year-old? Where's the 10-year-old?
Maybe you just play it safe. Get across the street, get your car
Maybe a
set
10-year-old.
up on the very edge of the city. I think that might be what they're going for. Let's see, they're on their cars now. They're sending Corexi and Beamy down to the southern side. Oh, Corexi spun out, has to get out of the car early. Beamy now trying to make a run for it. I think they wanted to just get inside the nade range of FaZe Clan. Maybe they
What's up,
only
Edwin?
have one nade though, so I'm not sure what they're trying to set
Welcome
up
to the Twitch world instead of the YouTube world, bud.
Fortunate for them, E-Arena is the one that's causing FaZe to turn their attention back over towards the east. So Vard getting knocked right there is going to slow things down a little bit. The grenade going to fall just far, so that won't be enough to get that knock. But Nixie going to get spotted out by Longs, and this is just about the perfect situation that 4AM could ask for here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that VP says, no, you're fine in the north, you can do whatever you want, and then you can effectively just suppress the rest of the server, that's a golden opportunity for 4AM to come out victorious.
Nixie trying to make, Nixie down, and Gustav going to go down to Beamy. It's a nice spray from him, but he takes a lot of damage in the process as well. You see Corexi with that side flank. Lucarux and Beamy really on FaZe duty for the time being. Jeems has separated himself, and meanwhile, E-Arena, they're starting to sniff around. They're getting anxious. They want to get in here and get some of these points while they can.
Definitely. 4AM trying to make a rest happen, but not going to have Norin shots that. Now Norin's having a pop-off game here. 845 damage, 6 kills already as Corexi finds Jeems as well. Gets the flush too. So everyone taking casualties here except for E-Arena.
And none of the utility hitting the mark onto Virtus.pro. They're able to keep alive. So what was looking like a tenuous situation starting to stabilize here a little bit for VP.
Yeah.
But Shen, you can see, is now just free running across the field at this point. Nobody really having angles on any.
I mean, no one has enough space right now to look north. If E-Arena looks north, they know they're going to be shot in the side by VP. VP is forcing them to play on the low ground, play below the surface level effectively, stay in their dips, and that allows for 4AM to just, roam.
Regardless of how it ends up, this is a great turning point for Virtus.pro. 9 kills already. And if they can get even more off of this, that would be absolutely huge for them. But Lucarux is going to get spotted out by Vard, as you see Corexy still just hiding behind the hard cover. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Beamy. And now Opons is going to get the angle on Navard, and that's going to open up a door here for Beamy to make his way through as Virtus Pro up to 10 kills.
Opons, the kryptonite of EMEA. But hey, EMEA can do it to themselves as well. Beamy able to find the double. And maybe, you know what, with that, he could get the rest onto Lugarooks as well. That would be huge, but narrow angle to try and see if they can take him out.
Yeah, Beamy just hiding behind the slimmest of margins. Will be able to get him back on his feet, so that brings him back up to 3 strong. Corexy doing his best to see if he can spot any angles, but there's just none there to be found. Meanwhile, 4 AM, they have spread out. They've got Shen off to the side. They've got Xiaolu over there with him, and they are just looking poised for a pretty easy win here in match 3 or 5.
They're playing it smart. They're playing it really, really smart. Shen, as soon as he gets the ridge line clear, you'd have to imagine he goes for a shot onto Corexy. Shen ain't one to play slow, and I don't think today is going to be the day either. I say that, though. He is looking over the luck to see his POV. Does he actually have lines of sight? Corexy did see something. He sees him. Spots one. Spotted the second now as well. He's tracking them as best as he can.
Yeah, this is more just information gathering on the part of 4 AM.
Yep.
As they still have a 4-man E-Arena squad down there that has been extremely dangerous. And Larix still having angles over there. You see just jump peeking everybody's eyes right now on Virtus Pro. And that's a good blue.
Great blue zone. Double blue zone to follow. And then a nade right on the backside of it, too.
And who is it? It's Opons once again.
Oh, they don't like him. As soon as you see him from now on, you just go to the opposite side of the map because VP and Opons, now that's a story with a villain in it.
Oh, my man is feasting. It's Eton Mu with a nasty shot onto Jacob through the window as Beamy will bleed out, and that'll go over into the bag of E-Arena for their 10th kill overall. Jacob took the knock, but should get back on his feet as 4 AM. Look, they were in this position not too long ago on Miramar, where they were in a 4v4 against Twisted Minds, and they played it very, very cautiously. This, on the part of 4 AM, looks a lot more aggressive. This is them taking their destiny into their own hands.
Oh, Corexy ain't done just yet. Still got a little more to say. Finds Shen. Even if he falls down, maybe helping out E-Arena and getting the victory here, but he's finding casualties on multiple fronts. Able to find Jacob as well. Lyrics down, Longs down too. All forced to move further forward as he will finally fall, and in the end it's going to be 4 AM out victorious. Again, played it slow in the end of it, but they knew what they had to do in order to bring it home.
Like a whirlwind, but you can see the difference between the end game here and the end game on Miramar where they finished in second. Completely different things. So great adjustment
to the finals. 5 games in.
In Bangkok at the end of the year. This is the wildest one we've seen all day.
Come in with a fresh.
Teams that led us out of the group stages are down at 7 heroes.
After so far in down Arena, Forest Gaming
Game
3 places.
6.
Virtus Pro jumping up 7 spots.
Let's go.
It is just a non-stop influx here.
Exactly. One more chance for these guys to make something happen before as they sit on the desk. You go back to the hotel, you mental reset, but not only that, you study as hard as you can coming into tomorrow. Figure if you're going to change things up or if you can continue down the same path you've gone through so far in these finals.
Well, we'll see if Erangel continues to deliver the early game excitement that we've become accustomed to. As we see, look like
the Fago Pan logo, it makes look like he's screaming.
Which honestly is kind of very similar to how they play a lot of the time. But yeah, it looks like 4 AM and Falcons will avoid each other for the most part, although it looks like Shrevey might be chasing down. Yeah, okay, he made it to the compound. He's fine.
He's safe.
We'll leave him. But there you go. Okay, that is about the closest, I think, that we're seeing to any potential hot drops or vehicle drops.
Too soon.
Well, yeah, I spoke too soon. Okay,
oh no.
No, yeah,
we good.
And to end things off, a dead center Pachinki circle, just as plain as could be.
Yeah, the plain vanilla bagel is.
Which means they're just going to get even more.
I was going to say they're going to find.
Rambunctious.
They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to make this the wildest one we've seen all day, and it has been pretty wild thus far. I will say though, it's not been group stage wild. There has been some moments, but it has been definitely more structured, which is, I know some people say, they call it the boring PUBG. We need more action. I feel like a lot of the great action takes place in the war room, takes place in the strategizing and figuring out how to make all these rotations take place. And that's what we've been seeing today for the most part. It's been a really, really solid day of impressive play.
Yeah, it's all about how well you deal with stuff that doesn't go your way, right?
True,
like that.
true.
That's the whole. I mean, that's, to me at least, that's what makes the competitive game so exciting. As we get a chance to see those chicken dinner stats for 4 a.m. who are on the rise, man, on the rise. After, I mean, could have been. I mean, that first day of groups could have just thrown a wrench in the works of anybody's mental. I mean, 10 points through 6 games, new roster, everything was looking bad. And they managed to pull it out. They came out in the second day of groups, showed out, and now here they are after 5 games, sitting in 4th place overall. Things are looking really, really nice for that squad.
Definitely. So Xiaolu at the MVP of that match there. I do feel like it's overshadowing Noren's performance a little bit. 1,000 damage, 7 kills. You know, pretty decent game for Norens. And you know what? A year ago, Norens was the top player out of Thailand. If he can come back to that same status again, and though he's being contested right now by Theodor and the likes for stardom in that country, but if he can come back and perform to that same level with this E-Arena roster, we might have yet another global contender in our midst.
Look, man, don't talk to me about MVP. I'm still tweaking off the bean double snipes to start things.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There are new contenders rising up, and you know what? What better time than at the last opportunity? We have PGS 10 a week and a half from now, but still, last opportunity here in Malaysia before the big one, before PGC in Bangkok at the end of the year.
Well, Buriram looks like they've kind of centered themselves, or at least in a place where they're comfortable playing Twisted Minds. Obviously, doubt we'll see them move too terribly much. They might spread out, see if they can get a little bit more of an information gathering split, and it looks like Batu kind of serving as the westernmost tip of that. But they have pretty much complete control over this. Nobody in this lobby wants to get close to that.
If we talk, I just looked at the kill feed. If we talk about global accolades for a second and what teams have been able to accomplish, right? Look at our bottom 4. Team Liquid, Na'Vi, 17, Gen G. Those are some of the biggest names in all of PUBG esports, and they have all been struggling today. On the flip side of that, in
I'll be right back.
In 5th E-Arena, in 6th Forest Gaming, it is the underdog that are climbing to the top here in this tournament.
Look, I'm gonna make a hot take right now. You ready for this? We don't make hot takes very often. I'm making a hot take right now.
Go for it. I'll judge how hot it is.
That bottom 4 is not going to be in the bottom 4 by the end of this thing.
What?
I'm telling you right now. Hottest take. Put it on wax.
When he does go out of his way to make a prediction, they're pretty ambitious.
Poro makes the brave takes.
I was really hoping you'd actually go for something kind of interesting for, and then you just.
You want bravery? Got ultimate bravery right here.
Fair. I liked it. Every single bit of it. Circle ascenders can be rotations straight forward. I say that, but I'm really wanting to see some of these edge teams try and stretch out thin. I mean, Falcon's already doing exactly that. They're sending kickstart all the way north, almost towards Stelp. I'm not sure exactly where his end destination is, but you have H1 on the southern side. I like their approach to it. Again, the more space you claim early, the more room you have to group up later down the line. If you come in on the edge in phase 1 in like a spear formation, and you're only playing 200, 300 meters wide, then you really have nowhere to go if things go against you. So for full sense, up towards the north for Bakopal right now, spread out thin. Spread out, and then just try and take that edge control.
Things looking like they might get scrappy over here in Ruins. Not the least of which was because of Scappy right there. But you got 3 teams, almost 4 teams now, all vying over the same area over here. As we see a number of teams just kind of making no shots been fired just yet. But
you had to say it, didn't you?
Well, I had to. Well, that's not even that's not right.
That's not a kill.
Yeah,
well, true. True. That's Bakopal losing one again, slowly pathing their way south, and Beamy with a bolt in hand, able to find the first knock. That's back-to-back games now where the first kill is with a bolt. I like that.
I like that. That's a trend I can get behind.
Yep.
Honestly.
And it's Bean and Beamy.
Bean and Beamy. Bakopal.
The Bolt brothers.
We just need to get him on Bago Pass. We got Beamy for Bago Pie and Bolton. Okay, we're done. FaZe, meanwhile, they've got Gen G kind of sniffing around. Well, one player for Gen G sniffing around their compound over here on the south side. Gen G doing that big split that you were talking about just moments ago. Falcons, meanwhile, after splitting up on that eastern side, they're finding there's just nobody home. So they've got all the room in the world to really play around, or just over here to the north of Shelter, south of Yaz.
Everyone has passed further towards the west, towards Everest, I say, towards Potato and Burramp, set on that eastern side. Of course, Falcons soon will learn that there is, in fact, trouble brewing ahead of them. But again, I mean, play it slow, play it wide, and then once the new circle pops, also the wider you're set in your initial formation, wherever the next circle go, you'll have someone somewhat close to set circles, so you'll have a good transition coming into it. People who play Edge and then sit on top of each other, I've never really fully understood it.
Well, they're just taking their time so far. Right now we got a red zone dropping right on top of Waves, that area just to the west of School and south of that Razak Hill. Nobody claiming that just yet. Has Scabby been spotted out by Alo? It's, oh, there it is. Luke 12 actually is the one that's going to have the angle. And that'll be one of Forest down. That is a potential chip retrieval available if they're able to flush him out. They might be able to get him back on his feet, though.
Ironic that Forest is dying sitting behind a tree, but that's what that is.
Well, sometimes you can't see the forest in the trees.
Oh, that's true.
Aha! See? That was good.
Yep.
I want credit for that. Thank you.
I'll give you all the credit you could possibly want. 1 minute 20 still until this one is closed all the way in. Southwest is pretty unvacated. It's just full sends into the Gen G players who are still trying to kind of weed out exactly how many players they have around them. In the meantime, the remaining Forest players are trying to apply pressure to Luke, who's sat way up on Everest.
They got real mad about Luke taking their shots down there. Well, Falcons, we were talking about, had a lot of room to work with over here on the east side, and they're going to be butting up right against this 4 a.m. split that's going off just off in the distance. I mean, you see Shalou, he's all by himself in this compound. Now, he does have Longs on the other side of the road in the J compound, but if Shalou gets spotted out, he might be in trouble.
One thing that I really like about this game being played so slow, because I know, I mean, for the viewers that like all the chaos out there right
it's
now.
Coming.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm leading to, is that whenever we have early games that are this well structured and calculated, and the splits are not being overly contested, because everyone is sat so thin right now in their positions, whenever that next circle pops, especially if we get a hard shift, we're in for all kinds of wild circles, because people have a chance now to rotate a lot faster to the next position, so a lot more people in that phase 2 will try and contest for good spots. So let's see where this next one is going to take us, Poro.
All right, E-Arena already popping up in the E-pickup. Forest already making their way off to the west, and this one's going to center up just south of School Apps. So Twisted Minds in a beautiful location, obviously, as we see Purdy Curdy trying to make his way through the ruins. Did not know that Tanvu and the rest of the Expendables are there, and Alo is going to find out the hard way as well, as Team Liquid is getting picked apart one by one.
Every single time something has worked well for Liquid, they get shut immediately after. There's no celebration period for them at any point throughout this tournament so far.
It's a bold play by E-Arena, going for that Potato Mountain, but they're going a little bit low, and they put themselves in line of sight of Twisted Minds. Fortunately for them, Twisted not in a position where they can really take advantage and four-man spray down the guys coming down on the parachute. So E-Arena will survive a little bit longer. Full Sense, meanwhile, they look like they're sniffing around in this same exact area.
Yeah, they're making their way through Potato. I'm a little worried about them doing it in vehicles coming up here. They're hearing the shots from E-Arena, obviously passing over the hillside above them. Smart rotation on their end, but they should know full well they have a team down here. But the way that Belmont is pulling into this makes me think that they don't at all. And I mean, E-Arena was shooting quite a bit. It must just not have heard the cues.
Well, I'm not sure if E-Arena was shooting or if it was Twisted shooting at E-Arena.
Oh, that
they
could
were
be a
coming down
one-way
to the
fight.
parachute.
Yep,
so,
yep.
Yeah, Twisted Minds maybe baiting Full Sense there a little bit, but Full Sense for their credit, I mean, they still managed to keep 3 alive. And they will find somewhere to play here as we have another E-pickup on the way, and that's going to be Forest coming from the or actually no, that's not. That's a Revive station.
Exactly.
So they did manage to get him back.
Yep.
So Forest will be back up to full strength.
Guyun got back in alongside Forest, so Bago Pop full strength, Forest full strength as well. That's why some of these teams like to take those early game fights on the edge, because usually, not always, but usually, you can pick up a player, get them back to safety. Expendables, they are sat in an area that I would like to rebrand Mortar Bait.
No longer waves.
Especially with how close those cars are parked to each other, it could be dangerous. We'll have to keep track of whether there's going to be any artillery flying through the airs. Navi still up on... I mean, they've been sat here on Potato for a while now, and have been trying to get off the hillside in 3 different attempts, but always driven back up top. I think they're just waiting maybe for a fight to happen in front of them, or hoping to catch someone out in the open to pull up on them, but thus far, it's been 3 attempts and then back to the top again.
Forrest returning to the boatyard after reviving Sweet Scappy, who will have a little bit of time to loot up here in boatyard as they are currently inside the zone now. Team Liquid down to just Luke 12 and Sparking. Sparking going to be the first one, and he's going to arrive in that southern part of boatyard. As you see, yeah, there you go, making his way on the motorcycle. He saw that parachute come down, and he had to have heard the shots as well, but he knows that there's somebody over here that's a fresh spawn.
Yep.
Yeah, he's hunting. Look at him. He's running over
fresh spawn. Is he ganking him? Is that what we're saying?
I think so. Hey.
He's base camping.
Unless he actually got the chips. Yeah, he might have got the chips for Liquid.
Oh,
and now Scappy, he's got the M249, and
just
he
spray
hears
through
this
that
going
smoke.
on. Just go through it. You know where he's standing, Scappy.
Shoot!
What are we doing?
In his defense, he has level 1 gear and not a whole lot more to work with. Catches him midair there, though, takes him out. And that should be Sparking done for. So gets his teammate back in the game, but falls for doing so. Valiant sacrifice on the side of him as Luke tries to come in. Maybe Luke can find him? I'm not sure. We'll see for how long he can survive in the water.
Yeah, rough sledding here for Team Liquid as Bagel Pie. They got some rough sledding of their own. They're making their way through that Twisted Minds 4 AM gauntlet. And it looks like they're going to survive for the time being. As Opons looks like he can make a gun work.
Yeah.
Find Perfectix and Twisted Minds for all their good positioning. They're going to lose 1 for free.
Exactly. Should be able to... No, there's no... It's in school, never mind. But Circle goes down towards the south. It's once again Potato Mountain galore. And everyone now forced to creep further forward. But of course, there's only space for so many teams up here. So fights will have to happen. Xiangyang down already. Park Pro trying to make a mad dash through the center. Taking a lot of damage in doing so.
Yeah, this is rough sledding for Bagel Pie. Trying to make their way through. Akon going to go down as well. Park Pro now the last player left alive for the boys. And he will try to find a home, but he's got the Expendables just on the other side. And Expendables might fall right into E-Arena's field of vision. Yep, Tombu going to go down. That's actually going to be Beanie from way downtown. Going to spot him from the school. So they might be able to get him back on his feet depending on how aggressive E-Arena decides to get. As we got the C4 vehicle back in play.
C4s. Double C4s coming for the compound. It's a sacrifice on his own, and it's an explosion in the compound. Roth gets Khan, gets Edie. Where is the follow-up? Here they come with Panzers in hand now as well.
Alcatia ready to go on this one as they will push through with the Panzerfaust. D taking a few shots from Cowboy. He's going to sacrifice himself to get Demasti down.
I have never seen so many of these.
That grenade, that could find... No, it's going to be
in the back room.
Bit, yeah, not on the right spot. But look at this. Falcons hears all this going on.
And they're
like, they would love a piece. And now the BRDM of Full Sense is coming in through. We've got a 4-way fight going on up here with Alcatia trying to get their man back on his feet.
And this is exactly the issue of Potato Mountain. Everyone is waiting so late.
I've never seen so many suicide.
Finally arises to make a third party.
I've never seen so many plays like
at the
this.
same time. And then we have a rainbow compound like this. Look at that minimap. Half the server is fighting over this compound.
My goodness gracious. Tiggleton will find 2 with the well-placed Molotov. Demasti will get flushed out, and that's going to be it for that squad. But meanwhile, Falcon's still waiting.
He sees him.
He saw that BRDM. I think it might have just gone over the top as the Falcons will continue to just work around the edges.
4 AM now, shooting at a distance as well, revealing their position. They have opponents right behind it, but E-Arena is being suppressed by...
Yeah, utility use is wild, bro.
Next circle,
and
are we gonna go into
you could win a lot of games in regular mode, in normal, if you carried a lot of utility.
They get to go home. They get to go into the woods.
If you carried utility, where you could come into a compound like this instead of rushing into the building. You could throw 6 or 7 grenades into these buildings.
You know Navi is up on that hillside looking down here. They would love to be able to get involved in this from a distance. Nobody wants to get directly involved.
Yeah, no.
But Falcons, they want all of it.
It is because
they're going room by room, clear.
You know, if you get a knock and you're inside of a building and they're outside of the building, you're going to try to go for the res. A lot of people will. So
the defense as impregnable as possible, but the jump shot from H-Win will get one. D will trade it back, but it doesn't matter. Alcacia going down, and Falcons now with 7 kills.
Very good clear of that building there by Falcons. Yes, they get one knock, but they had an immediate response to it. It doesn't matter that H-Win gets downed as long as the team is there to respond right after. Very, very thorough in their approach on that one.
And
it was great plays.
Oh, they hit the bar. They hit the bar again. They're reversing. They're out of plans. What are we doing? What are we doing? Virtus Pro, get away. Yeah, just that that was just, they were just turning the car around.
Perfect.
That was the strat.
Look, easy. All right, well, where are they going to go?
No, they hit something again. Who is driving that car?
Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds is the one driving both of these cars right now. They're the ones deciding where the cars are going to go as Beamy gets picked out by Lou. And now VP will continue.
It is simple half. It's just we never.
The only problem is there's really not much
we don't think like that, man. I don't think about carrying 100 rounds and 7 grenades. It's not.
There is a teeny tiny world where they can grab all the way east
I don't know.
around Falcons and get in from there, but they're going to be, you'd imagine, peppered with util as soon as they get there. They have made it around though, 3 alive still. So somehow VP able to rotate the entire circle and make it over there. In the meantime, Expendables finally making the play. It was a dog shit to a dog shit fight. And now they push on forward, taking out E-Arena.
These two squads been beating the hell out of each other, and it's all down to Nurans for E-Arena in 17. Also coming in to see if they can bite off a little bit of this at the very, very end. The Expendables looks like they should be able to get everybody back on their, well, no, they got 2 flush, so it's just down to Delwyn as E-Arena will go down. And now the Expendables kind of on
but as soon as you get the knock and you get the
start jumping up here because Twisted
I mean, you got to actually land your shots first of all.
Also 17 knows that Forrest pulls up behind him, especially with that knock coming through in Bauer now too, so they can't really go too aggressive, knowing that if we push too hard on one side,
as soon as you clear up the fight, you're restocked in ammo and
wait for that next circle, which is
and everything else. So
it's Park Pro this time around. It's going to be the Pro. You think he's going to whip out a mortar soon?
Carrying 300. So you carried 140 rounds. That's what these guys are carrying.
Earlier prediction of the bottom 4 teams were not going to be remaining in the bottom 4.
Like this guy right here, 5.56, right? He has a barrel and a mini. He has 47 total mini rounds.
Strong right now.
5.56 rounds.
For Navi, Gen
Just insanity.
17. Looking pretty good for this late game. 11 teams left alive, 36 up at 20 minutes. And Longs has spotted out somebody at range as the Expendables, they're going to lose Duck Juice. It's all going to be down to young Delwyn.
Falcons able to sit tight on the east, but they have to make a move now. So do face down towards the south. For Falcons, I'm trying to figure whether it's better for them to wrap south around up the hillside or to follow through in the south towards the west. In the meantime,
this guy right here, double 5.5 at 140.
Well, a tournament ago, I would have said, yeah, it's going to be a pretty even fight, but with how Gen G has been playing as of late, their up-close prowess, you got to consider them a victor of these fights every single day of the week.
It's pretty good stuff from them, and now all of a sudden, Scappy, the last player left alive after being revived earlier on.
Yeah, but between the 4 of you, man, you'll have 400 rounds.
Some more points here,
so it's not like
day for Forrest, all considered 7th place overall. With
if you don't have a shot, you don't sit there and spam shots.
In terms of placement, as far as the tiebreaker goes. And meanwhile, FaZe, they're starting to scrap with Navi here, but Navi is very entrenched.
Yeah, all this is
I watch Visions a lot, and Visions plays like that. It just stresses me out.
Full edge PUBG right now. Tosi sat as the anchor down on that southern side, waiting for this exact fight to pop off. Once FaZe and Navi engage one another, you can be sure that Gen G is going to sprint for points in that direction.
All credit to Falcons right now.
Here we go.
Absolutely feasting. 9 kills is Na'Vi. Hakatori will turn it on. He's going to find 2 instantly. And Gustav has already made his way down. Fex, you can see, has the tree to hide behind just downhill. But FaZe, just like that, immediately going down. And now Falcons decide to come up to the high ground to come eat off of this. Gen G as well, starting to make their way up here.
They have a chance to clear their side of the circle. They're going to do everything they possibly can to do just that. Falcons, 9 kills in this game, 2 wins on the day already, looking to make it a 3rd.
And yet still in 2nd place. That is the kind of day that Twisted Minds has been able to put together. That is something impressive. Na'Vi deciding that they don't want to stick around too much longer. They got the knock.
They got a compound to play.
Flush. Maybe FaZe can get their man back on, but they spotted out the push from Gen G. They knew they had to retreat from this. They could not hang around. And good shots will force Flame to pull back.
Always have an exit strategy. If it's getting too hot on your side of the circle, fall back. Let the other teams fight. Open up an opportunity for a 3rd party for yourself. As Virtus Pro will fall just shy of placement points. Now 8 teams left remaining.
All right, 4 a.m. Still have a lot of room to work around over there on that eastern side. Now the Falcons have started to make their way uphill and down south. But they have to be watching their backs because 4 a.m., this is about the easiest pathing for them, is to just basically backfill exactly what Falcons just did.
Got to pick your poison, though. Which direction do you feel like headed in here? Shrimzy spots FaZe, so they're now where there's another team creeping onto that eastern side.
He's able to get 1 man back on his feet at least. So they are 3 strong there. Meanwhile, Na'Vi still just bunkering down. They know that Gen G is over there. They know that
look at the coordination, bro. It's ridiculous.
Utility gonna fall just shy, and FaZe will.
All 4 of them threw a grenade at the same time.
An opportunity to wrap rest on this. The thing is, I mean, as much as Tosi hasn't done a whole lot from this position, they're just expecting there's got to be players down there holding us off. If only they knew. Now they spot him at a distance. Maybe this is going to be the call then for FaZe to try and see if they can get even further west. And the circle has come towards them once more. As you can see, they're just outside that southern tip of it.
I mean, the biggest thing that Gen G's positioning down here with Tosi has done is force Na'Vi to pull back into their compound and not third party all of this. So that's one big influence that's being had here. Is now Falcons starting to look back down the hill and up to the north at 4 a.m.
I mean, and again, for the Gen G, I mean, their
coffee time.
This game is incredible.
Get you some coffee, bud.
They're not pushing me. Just, guys, stay up there. We need the space for as long as we can here. 4 a.m. trying to make a Hail Mary sent through the middle. Not working out for them. Lou finds one, but Tulin steal that. Tongwu does have a bit of a response here, but we'll see now. They can make more happen. A 17 now gets enabled in this one, too.
Okay, Example should be able to get the heal off and maybe get the res off as well. As you can see, Lou is just kind of in no man's land, and 17 knows that they are cracking down on him, and they will finish him off. And Falcons will take down Vard as well. So Falcons doing them a lot from that high ground. They're kind of taking multiple fights, kind of keeping FaZe at bay while also looking downhill and trying to collect more points. But Shrimzy will get spotted out by Fex.
Reaction play, Fex and Gustav spotting him at the exact same time as Kick now. Throws a flash, he's going to peek with it. I'll try to buy himself some more time to back off. I think that's what he's doing. One more flash thrown. Is there a peek to follow? Nope, he just wants to see if he can get Shrimzy to safety. Yep, throw a couple more flashes, keep him blind, so you can get your teammate on your back and run to safety. Smart play, great use of utility there to throw some defensive flashbangs to get your teammate safe.
While all this is going on, Na'Vi still just hunkering down, not coming out and getting involved in any of this, which feels very, very cautious on the part of a team that's known for its fragging ability, but we'll see if it plays off for him in the end. Meanwhile, 17 taking fights with just about everybody down here. They're going to take down.
He got eliminated.
And they've knocked down one of Gen G as Bean will go down to his own grenade. Fex is now the last player left alive for FaZe as Gustav has been spotted.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to answer your Na'Vi question, there's just too many unknowns right now. There's fights taking place. Literally every single tree has a player sat behind it here trying to get enemies taken down. Gen G trying to do more with it as Park Bro. Again, these solo players from Baco Farm not only able to stay alive in the games, but able to get some points with it too. Gets the flush on Flame as well.
All right, so Orca and Tosi still alive for Gen G. They do lose Bean. 17 still in it, although it is just down to Xiaowu. Xiaowu looking over in that direction. The grenade's going to fall just a little bit short. But Gen G, I mean, they're leaving Orca to control the north side, and Tosi's going down to the south. That's how Gen G's feeling right now. They're just going to go over there and try to get as many kills as they can.
As confident as can be, but losing players and trying to do so. Falcons able to wipe out FaZe in the southeast as well, leaves them with 13 kills and a chance now to get that fourth player back on his feet too. Na'Vi, again, I mean, they've said we're giving up potential kills for a guaranteed endgame, and, well, the guaranteed endgame is here. And now that they're on the southern edge of the circle, you'd have to imagine that the boys in yellow are going to try and flex out of that building.
It's about time. Xiaolu still keeping Orca pinned up against the tree. Orca will stop and hit that box. See if you can pick up a little bit more utility. Park Pro hiding in the smokes as well. This is pretty much a 3v1v1 down here, as nobody from the uphill is really looking over, as Park Pro will go down to a nice grenade from Orca. And now Xiaolu still has his tree to hide behind for now. Na'Vi still starting to leave their compound, starting to look off to the west. They're very nervous about Gen G, it seems like. They don't know what exactly is going on off to their west.
Because they played the compound, because they were set up here for as long as they were, they haven't had a chance to look down. And I think right now, I mean, you're just respect the snakes, respect the fact that there could be a guy with a nade waiting literally everywhere right now. So when and how you flex out, you're waiting for the perfect opportunity. I think they're hoping to see Falcons get engaged. They know that's the team with most players alive right now. If they get a player knocked, if Na'Vi gets any excuse to push out right side and take a fight to them, I think that would be good.
Just no intel to work with. Xiaolu will have to pull away from his tree. The push comes through, and Orca will get his 4th kill, the 7th kill now for Gen G. They are down to just 2, but they are being aggressive, and now Na'Vi.
What the nades, bro?
They've got lots of utility, and they'll send 2 grenades. They're going to find the double knock instantly. Kickstart down by the tree. Will try to find a flanking angle. Sosid, actually, Orca going to get the knock on the Hackatory with the Bolty once again, coming in huge for Gen G. And Gen G is stealing these kills out of the mouths of Na'Vi, and it steals away. There you go. Falcons gets cleaned up by Na'Vi, and now it's a 3v2 versus Gen G.
And this is exactly what Na'Vi needed. They needed
Na'Vi had the perfect play, though, because they had a build.
They needed to know, great. We just heard those shots. They're way on the other side of the circle. No way for Gen G to engage in this if we're fast enough in executing our play against the Falcons. Great timing for Na'Vi, the utility positioning, and they are following push. And then for Extens, last freaking bullet to get the down on the final Falcons player.
One thing, though, if you're Na'Vi, you've got to get the win.
Oh, yes.
For this to all be worth it, you need those 10 points. Only 4 kills in the bag so far, and now you're without your biggest fragger in Hackatory, but the rest of these boys are very, very capable in their own right. Extends as that high ground, and you see Sosid trying to use the smokes to put himself in a better position, but look at this, Tosi just has angles on Ferris, knows exactly where he is, but good shots will force him back behind the tree.
They know where they have all of them right now. Orca, though, nice little flank around him. Might have spoken too soon. 4x spray finds Sosid. Just like that, it's a 2v2. The remaining 2 Na'Vi players have to come off the high ground. Extends in a car, wrapping towards that western side. They're wanting to take the fight to Tosi, but he's sat with an M249 in hand, ready and waiting for him. Finds it with the M249. Just one player left alive up on the hilltop.
Na'Vi getting absolutely picked apart by Gen G, and it's all down to 1, and he's gonna go down to Tosi. Gen G pulling off the miracle win to end day number 1.
Incredible finish from them. Not just this fight, but run back the last 10, 12 minutes of this game. Again, their spatial awareness, their ability to maintain control, and perfectly time their third-party executes. What an incredible game from Gen G.
Na'Vi sitting there wondering what could have been. They had great position, great holding. They had 4 up until the very end, and they completely dismantled Falcons on a wonderful push. But in the end, Gen G, they have stuck to the script. They know the game that they want to play, and they're going to keep playing it until it's successful. Well, they find success here in the final game of day number 1. Let's throw it over to the analyst desk to break everything down and set us up for day number 2.
Presenting a bit more of a threat, or they have to be doing the cameras on them.
Back on the leaderboard and is Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Trophy. And it to the Inter-Petulans. Welcome to the post-match interview. I am Lisa, and I'm first having Petulans from Twisted Mind. So hello again. Back into the stage, back into the interview. You are currently on top, the first on the leaderboard, and is likely to get your 4th PGA trophy and 5th global trophy. You know, to be honest, Twisted Mind is always one of, or I would say, the most consistent team in PUBG esports. And discuss with us, like, what is the secret between this kind of consistency in PUBG esports?
Hard work.
Hard work? That's all? Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yes, of course, hard work matters a lot. And also, we can see that the leaderboard is quite tight for now. You know, a lot of teams are chasing for you. So for the next coming 2 final days stage, so what are you expecting to play in your place out? Like, are you going to play more safe to keep on top, or going to be playing more aggressive to hunt for more points?
I would say, like, we're just gonna do whatever feels the more efficient and, like, useful in specific games. So basically, that's our play style. Being adaptive depends on the circle, depends on what other teams doing. That's all.
All right, depends on all the matches and all the different games in circle. So finally, like, any words to say for this possibly coming 4th trophy, if it's gonna happen? Like, anything you wanna say specially for this?
I just want to say good luck to all the teams for taking part in this event. And Falcons not going to win this tournament. That's all.
What did I heard? All right. So maybe we will see, like, if the Twisted era will keep going. All right. We will leave the suspense to the last day. All right. Thank you so much, Petulans. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we're having Xiaolu from 4AM. Welcome to the stage. Welcome, Xiaolu. Long time no see. And I would say that actually it has been a long time since I've seen you on international stage. So back to international stage, playing the international tournament on lane. What are you feeling right now? And did you feel any, like, differences, like, since you played PGS2 last time? 那其实大家也知道，很久没有见到小鹿出现在国。
Previous game, but this is hint. I'm trying my best here, guys.
Hatred, get over here.
Come on in. Come here, Hatred. Okay. Well, hello, Hatred. How are you?
Good, hello.
Okay, yes, we may or may not have heard you prior just before.
Job ain't done.
Yeah, apparently not. Job ain't done. I want to get your take, because we just heard from Petulans, whilst we take a look at the matches, we just heard, he says, Falcons is not winning this tournament. What is your response, H-Win?
Hey, job ain't finished. I guess we'll have to prove ourselves if we want.
Petulans came over to hear the response. Yep.
Yeah, Petulans, are you now part of Falcons? What's going on? You just said they weren't going to win.
This is my moment.
You're inside the cage, not him.
All right, okay. So apparently, job ain't done according to H-Win. Seems like a fight here for the rest of them. Any final words from day one? Obviously, it was a great day for you guys. Just, they beat you by, what, 2 points or something?
Yeah, I mean, these FPP games are very fun to play. I'm having a great time playing these FPP games, and shout out my coach Gunner. I don't think we'd be here without him.
There you go. Any final questions?
Because he drove the car.
He was driving the car? All right, okay, fair play. All right, well, thank you very much. I'm getting you off here before you get everybody in trouble. All right, thank you very much for joining us, H-Win. This was interesting.
I didn't expect the entire peanut gallery to show up at the same time.
That was fun.
And also, it's always great. Everyone's kind of, they're seeing, there's guys in the cage and they're just assembling outside.
Here's my takeaway from that, though.
Okay.
What I love is we just have Petulin talk some serious smack. We saw some return smack from Falcons. What I love about PUBG is what we saw behind us, the relationship of these players, the fact that they're poking fun at each other, but they travel the world together and love doing it is my favorite part of Battle Royale.
Yeah, to peel back the curtain a little bit, you actually at home don't get to see the camaraderie amongst a lot of the team.
Yeah.
Enough. I would love to be able to show you more of that.
That's true.
We just don't have enough time in the day a lot of the times here at Vega.
It's true. I mean, it's always awesome that you see these guys, they're like seeing each other for the first time, they're hugging, like, good to see you guys and everything. But once we get into the game, everything, like, it's just turned off, like, okay, we're gonna frag you guys out. And they love it even more when they're killing players that they have a close relationship with. They're like, they're hunting each other down, nading, everything. It's always good. And especially when we get that, they start yelling at each other. That's my favorite part. When they kill each other in game, and then they start yelling and they're like, oh, you suck, it's our car.
And not shy of letting you know their opinion as well. They've grown, these players. They are definitely feisty, and ready to go into our next 2 days of PGS 9. Well, gentlemen, that pretty much does things. Of course, a huge thank you to Crafton as well as Hero for making everything happen here for PGS 9. Behind us, a beautiful stage making this tournament occur as it does currently. And also, we have OP.GG as well. You can check out all the stats that have been going down so far from PGS 9 to see exactly how all of these players have been fragging on out. Because Twisted Minds and Falcons, they're setting up for a big run here, Toffees.
I mean, that is the story for tomorrow. Who can stop the Giants? Right now, we've got this 1-2 punch that seems unbreakable. Someone's got to go home, someone's got to watch the tape, and someone's got to figure out how to stop them, or it might be a very, very foregone conclusion at the end of tomorrow.
I'm excited for it, Martin. There is a glimmer there as well for a lot of these other teams. Still 12 games to go. FaZe is truly back online.
And tons of PGS points off everyone else. Sure, it's going to be exciting if Falcons and Twisted fight for it, but 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place still get tons of points, so that is important points for everyone too.
We'll try and bait some more fighting words out of our teams in the next 2 days, but that does it for day number 1 of our grand final here for PGS 9. Tomorrow, we are back, same time, same place. We have got 12 more games here throughout our next 2 days. See you then.
Okay, I gotta run. Yeah, I'm gone, man. I'll be back this evening, maybe, hopefully. I don't have anything else planned today, so I'm gonna get off here, eat lunch, pick up the kids, and then after I pick up the kids today, I'll be back. So really nobody playing pubs right now.
Can I get close? Hell yeah. We're getting better.
All right. Well, y'all go have fun over there. I'm gonna send you over there. He's playing Bellright. Fun game. That's what I like playing right now. So we'll see y'all next time on the Broke Gamers edition of the Broke Gamers Show. Peace out.